Hey, what's going on, you guys? Sorry, I had to like pause it for a second because I had to burp. But you know what I mean?
Fine.
It's like that'd been pretty gross, like to see that. But yeah, so
let me see who's in here. Go ahead.
Hey everybody.
Introduce yourself to everybody.
It's Friday. Everybody knows who I am.
Everybody knows who you are. Yeah.
I mean, if they don't know who I am, if like new people are, I don't know why.
CB's here. Zach's here. What's up, Zach?
So maybe some fucking weirdos like stalking or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. You never know who's out there.
Yeah.
Never know who's out there watching.
My boy from Bangladesh is here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's up? How do you spell it? Randace? I can't. Randace. Yeah. Phantom's here.
Yeah, Tammy's
James
here.
is here. CB's here.
Everybody's here. James here.
Yep. Tammy. Mistress Tammy is here.
Zach is still sick.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I just said I just had dinner at Applebee's. Is that place any good? Because I remember eating at Applebee's like many, many years ago. Like this a long time ago.
Some white bread.
And I didn't pick to go there. It was like a work. It was like a work lunch, and it was like nearby. Yeah. And I just remember the food being
meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Serviceable.
Kind of like an upscale Denny's, the way I remember it. But I liked Denny's better because it's not quite as upscale. There's something kind of comforting about Denny's fucking bullshit food.
Yeah, you can get a big fucking stack of pancakes and some eggs, and it's super cheap.
I remember Applebee's being kind of like in between Denny's and fucking. What's that?
Chili's?
No. The old the country place. What's it called?
Hickory. Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Yeah, kind of like Cracker Barrel. But Cracker Barrel actually make fun of Cracker Barrel all you want. They got fucking awesome breakfast at Cracker Barrel.
I don't think I've ever been to a Cracker Barrel.
Breakfasts are great.
I would probably burst into flames if I went into a Cracker Barrel.
They got a little fucking general store in front with all the damn candy canes and.
Oh, maybe I have been in one.
Yeah.
Maybe because
like everything's got a gift shop in it.
I had an aunt and uncle that were really into that place. They might have taken me one time, but this was probably like a long.
They usually have like retro candy and shit. Popular with the boomer crowd.
It's uber boomer.
Oh, yeah, boomer crowd in Mississippi. That was like a nice restaurant. Well, I'm kind of like joking, but
we were gonna get dressed up and go to the Cracker Barrel, Martha.
Cracker Barrel, yeah. Although, fucking in Mississippi, they were pretty. Actually, were pretty nice. They were pretty big, and it, fucking high-end staff there. You know what I mean? Because shit, that's a job,
Yeah.
Fucking so, they had all the cute girls working there, and fucking. It was pretty good, But they also, like in Laurel, they have. Downtown, they have a lot of like mom and pop restaurants that are fantastic now, kind of like foodie stuff. Because it's not like it was.
Yeah, it's generally better to check those.
It's not like it was. They got foodie shit now in the fucking deep south, and fucking Starbucks in the deep south. That blew me away too. Went to a Starbucks in downtown Laurel. There's a whole fucking television series about Laurel, Mississippi, where my fucking dad, grandparents, and my great grandfather were like 5 generations going way back into the fucking 1800s and into the Civil War, all out of fucking Laurel, Mississippi. Yeah.
Sorry, I made the whole thing shake.
Yeah, fucking my family was involved in that damn fucking night insurrection, where they rebelled from the Union, and then they turned on the Confederacy. They were at war with both the Union and the Confederacy. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck all y'all.
Name was Newton McKnight. Newton Knight, not
they
McKnight.
Made a movie about
Newton Knight. Yeah.
With what's his face in it.
Yeah. And then
what's his face? That's helpful.
Yeah, that was Jones County.
What's that fucker's name?
Newton Knight.
No, the actor.
Oh, I forgot that dude's
The one
name.
that did the shitty AMA on Reddit that was like super famous.
Oh, fucking Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
That's who I was trying to think of. You knew who I meant as soon as I said that.
Yeah. One of the counties.
Can we just talk about Rampart?
One of the counties is named after fucking like one of my other ancestors. Jasper was the last name. Jasper County. He was also involved in that insurrection.
But that show, like, it's funny because I had never watched that show. I like some HGTV shit, but I had never watched that show or heard of it. And then when Tom came back from like after his dad died, and he said, "There's a whole ass show that's like made
about that town
in this town.
Yeah.
It's called Hometown. And it's on. It was like 8 fucking seasons. I'm like, where the fuck is this
Hometown.
been? So we watched like the whole. That has to be like the world's most wholesome television show.
Yeah,
it's adorable.
Laurel, Mississippi's kind of like Mayberry. Yeah. It was fun when you were a kid. It'd be boring now, but it would be good for retired people. But they're renovating the entire town. We're renovating all the fucking rich people are moving in there to retire. And that's a lot of it. And a lot of them are coming from New York. You know, New York and up in the Northeast. They just wanted to have a nice, because that fucking series is an advertisement for that town. People were watching that series because I want to move there. You know, so
a lot of people did like grew up there and then moved away and then like
they come back.
Yeah.
My dad never left.
Yeah.
He couldn't get away from it. He just loved it. I had fun there, you know, in the summers as a kid, but I couldn't live my whole life there. Not like he did.
I'm sure it's better now than it was, but because at least they have decent restaurants there and shit.
Yeah, they got good food there and everything. Just the problem with it is that there are no jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind
but
of stinky.
Now it doesn't matter because a lot of people work online. So it'd be great for that because the cost of living is very low.
Yeah. Hot as fuck though, just like
you. Yeah. This house here is nearly $600,000. $600,000 down there would buy a fucking palace.
Yeah, you could get a lot down there.
It'd be so big we wouldn't even like it. It'd be like living in a shopping mall.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's
too big for us.
More big.
Yeah.
More big than we need.
Yeah.
Because there's like large sections of it that don't have any furniture.
Yeah. And I've sunk so much money into it, putting in new air conditioners and roofs and shit, but it's all financed in. But the property value went up, so I'll still make money. I could sell it now, I'd make money on it. So that's a good thing about owning a home versus renting.
Well, although you got to watch because like I owned a home too, and then the housing market crashed.
That was a different situation. That was Daytona, and you weren't in a choice neighborhood.
No, but like I said, it was just kind of it tanked. Like the value of it like was like less. Than
this place is in an enclosed community on a golf course.
Well, yeah,
with a name.
Well, I couldn't afford that. Even though I was working.
Good credit.
I was back then.
Status is intact.
Back then, I had good credit, and I was married to my first husband. We both worked full time. Yeah, and we made decent money.
Yeah, it was a bad time. That was a 2008 collapse. That's what got you, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what year we bought the house. We got it for $80,000. We got it for $80,000.
Yeah, that's cheap.
That's cheap. Yeah,
it's very cheap.
And it's old. It was an old house and it was small, but like I said, it was just the two of us, so we didn't really need a big. It was like 3-bedroom.
It just that was a house that just you couldn't sell that house.
Yeah. And then like when we wanted to get divorced, like I think they were saying, oh well, maybe $35,000. Yeah. They were selling off for like that much.
I saw the house.
I was like, damn.
I saw the house during their little divorce. I'd go and pick. He was gone now. I think he was gone when I drove down there, didn't he? He'd already went back.
No, he didn't go back to the UK until after I moved out.
Oh, okay. I drove up there and it was like a little court.
He was probably at work or something.
It was a court with a bunch of damn low end houses.
It was a cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac. And it was the kind of place where you hear Sweet Home Alabama fucking blaring out.
No, we did.
And fucking they're working on cars in the driveway and it looked pretty. It was pretty fucking lower working class.
Yeah,
But the houses themselves weren't bad. It's just
most of them were in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
They were like well taken care of.
Yeah, it's just that
it's mostly older people.
Some serious fucking southern shit was going on in that fucking.
It was mostly just the neighbor.
That was the deep set. Yeah, you're like, what the fuck are they building in here?
The other neighbors were very quiet. Like I said, they were mostly older people, but like that dude.
That dude was loud. Yeah.
He was married. They were nice and everything. They weren't assholes, and they had like 40 kids. I don't know how many kids they had, but it seemed like a lot. But he was just get up at 7 a.m. and start blaring Lynyrd Skynyrd and working outside. And it's just, and I worked nights, you know what I mean? So it's like I didn't get home till like 3 a.m. So getting woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning by a fucking that smell,
Yeah, yeah.
Can't
you smell that smell? Hell yeah!
I'm just kind of still having like PTSD about
it. A southern rock song about fucking weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So edgy.
Yeah. I'll make fun of fucking I'd make fun of Lynyrd Skynyrd all fucking day long. But the truth of the matter is that for their place and time, they were a fucking excellent band, and they had a fucking huge following. They made a shit ton of money.
I'm gonna remember this.
So it's not like they were wrong. They knew what they were doing.
They were pandering to a particular type of audience. That doesn't mean they're any good.
They were good. They were very good. Had good guitarists. They were a very tight band.
I tease them, but you know, it's not my thing.
I've seen late 70s recordings of mid to late 70s concerts of theirs, and fucking it was young people, fucking good looking chicks and shit, fucking basically with tube tops and fucking bandanas around their boobs and shit, and fucking cowboy hats and fucking Daisy Dukes and cowboys. They knew what they were doing, and it was a fucking whole sea of them. They were fucking eating it up. But that was the demographics. That's who they were marketing towards. So they knew what they were doing.
Obviously, they're not marketing toward me because I don't give a shit about that kind of music. I hate it.
And who knows? A lot of those people might have been faking. And here's something for you foreigners you don't know, or maybe you Yankees or whatever. Leonard Skinner was unabashedly fucking Southern. They just wore that shit fucking on their...
Yeah, I mean,
they wore that shit on their fucking sleeve.
That band's old as fuck at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, they wore that shit on their sleeve. And they were in this big fucking fight with fucking Neil Young. They were in this big bitch fight.
And they're still mad about it, even though that was like 40
about
years ago or whatever, maybe more.
I've seen Warlocks, where they're fucking outlaw bikers we have at the club, the fucking biker bar they go to. Tell fucking Yankees in there, I don't want to see you, don't you ever fucking play with Neil Young again. He's like, okay.
Honey, get over it.
Don't you ever play with Neil Young again?
That was a long time ago.
They're worried about what kind of music you requested in there.
I'll kill you if you play with it.
And the dude that fucking put it, they had a good jukebox. You can talk to it through an app on your phone, and you can pay through your phone. And you can play games and shit. Somebody made requests, and if there's a big fucking line of songs coming, you can pay extra to move your request to the front of the line. And
but, you can be like, bye.
Yeah, they try to fuck all that shit.
So
you have people in the bar fighting over the jukebox. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
But the dude that requested it was from Canada. It was a snowbird from Canada. Yeah.
Now I kind of want to go in there and play like the gayest shit imaginable.
Actually, I did.
Did
and
you?
They fucking loved it.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, fucking.
What do you consider the gayest shit imaginable?
Well, to them it was gay. The Cure.
Oh.
Fucking. I started playing. I played some Duran Duran, and I played the fucking theme from fucking Casino Royale. And the women were fucking loving it. And one girl says, "Do you know that song, Boys Don't Cry?" I says, "I'll play it."
Yeah.
So I started going down that route, and the females all knew that shit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they were our age.
We have better taste.
They loved. Oh, I love that song. What else did I play? I played fucking what was it? Where Did Our Love Go?
Oh, the soft cell.
Soft Cell, yeah. Played Soft Cell.
Tainted Love.
Tainted Love. That's
Tainted Love slash.
Tainted Love. Tainted Love. That's what it was.
Which are both of those are covers.
Yeah, because I had on my fucking app, it would give me suggestions.
Right.
And I said, yeah.
Oh, you're going down this route. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that. That's Mark Almond. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I started going that way. And I was DJing.
That's pretty good.
But I was paying to DJ. Which that's some backwards ass shit.
You should play that Gavin Friday song that you love so much.
I thought about it. Gay as fuck. That's me and Zach's love song.
That was from
fucking right.
It's called Angel. It was from Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, awesome.
The one with Claire Danes and
one of my favorite movies.
It's like I have it on our Spotify. Yeah. So like every time it comes on in the car, I'm like, ooh, gay fantasy time. Tom's in the hot tub. With the pink champagne and the poppers. And the balloons.
Poppers. Fucking. We got cocaine on a tray. Got a fucking bubble bath.
And all the big burly men in there.
Bubble bath in the hot tub. Got a fucking disco ball. We're at the top of the fucking.
It's a heart-shaped tub.
Yeah. We're at the top of the fucking hotel overlooking Vegas and shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah, gay as shit.
It's a whole. We have a whole fantasy scenario that goes along with this.
Zach's in there with me
every time it comes on. Because every now and then it'll come out of the car, like when we're on the way to the club.
If you guys don't know, if you guys don't believe me, it's the gayest song ever. It's an awesome song.
It's a good song.
It's Gavin Friday.
Yeah,
look it up. The name of the song is Angel.
Yeah.
It's
like I said, it was from Romeo and Juliet.
It's a great '90s song.
Yeah. But it's just like
it's a love song. And
shit. Just crack up every time it comes on. Burley says, "Did you guys watch Blink twice?" I actually saw that it was on Amazon Prime like last night when I was scrolling through, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to see that." I might review it next week because I've been wanting to see it. There was a couple other movies on there that they just added that I wanted to review too. But yeah, that was one that I actually meant to see it before the end of the year because so many people, thought it was really good, and it turned up on a lot of people's end of the year lists and stuff. I was like, oh, I should probably get around to seeing that before I do my list, but I didn't get around to it. But I still do want to see it though. All right, I got way behind on the questions. Way behind. Papa says, thank you, Jenny, for putting my suggestion in the vote this week. You're very welcome. I usually try to, if you make a suggestion. I usually try to get it in, like, this week or the following week, you know what I mean? Tom and Jenny, not a fan of Skinnerd, even that metal version.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that, you know, I grew up in Daytona Beach, which is like Southern Rock Central.
Yeah.
And
Molly Hatchet.
Yeah, and it was just like from birth, it was on the radio like all the time. That was like the most popular radio station, other than, well, there was a country station, but I think the most popular radio station was JRR, which was usually like, you know, classic rock. And it's mostly Southern rock because it was based in Daytona.
One of the best Southern rock bands of all time was not even Southern. They were from Wales. It was a Welsh band called Nazareth.
Yeah.
But they could fake that they were Southern as fuck. But I don't know if they were doing it on purpose. I have heard some people theorize that, well, the Welsh, when they sing, it does kind of, when they sing that kind of music, that their accents kind of morph into a Southern sounding accent, I mean, which that could be.
I don't know, man. Gene Loves Jezebel don't sound Southern.
No.
And neither
but
do
if you put it
do the Manic Street Preachers.
Think of fucking the song "Hair of the Dog."
Yeah.
You know. Now you're messing with a son of a bitch.
I think
that does sound
doing
Southern
it
as fuck.
on purpose, in much the same way that the Rolling Stones, while British,
maybe.
were trying to do like a not really Southern rock, but kind of Southern blues kind.
I had like 3 of their albums in my metal phase when I was a kid. I fucking loved them. My favorite album of Nazareth was fucking No Mean City. I thought it was very well written. And those dudes, unfortunately, were like legends in a way, but they kind of died in obscurity. They stopped fucking touring and selling albums. I think the band kind of dissolved, but they had fans that outlived the band. And it was a weird band. A fake Southern rock band that sang about science fiction scenarios and shit with aliens and...
Well, I mean, that could kind of work because I kind of feel like a lot of people into Southern rock, they maybe don't listen to the lyrics all that much.
Yeah, maybe.
They're just kind of after the vibe. I kind of feel like a lot of people don't listen to lyrics really that much.
You had great album covers. But,
because, you know, sometimes you'll... One of the fun... I don't know why I just thought of this because this was years ago. Do you remember when that Iggy Pop / Stooges song, Lust for Life, was in a cruise line commercial?
Yeah.
And I was like...
They don't know what that song's about.
You guys know what that song's about, right?
Coming off of heroin.
I'm just like, they only used the Lust for Life part, but I'm just like, wow, okay.
Of course, I had it in the ear before. Lust for Life.
I laughed my fucking ass off the first time I heard that.
That's like hypnotizing chickens.
I mean,
yeah, that Iggy Pop is insane.
Yeah,
one of the best things to come out of the Detroit scene, actually.
Oh, big time. I love
Iggy Pop. He was the shit. He was great. He was crazy though.
Yeah, well, a lot of times your most talented people are a little bit crazy.
He was,
or a lot crazy.
I think he really kind of helped create punk rock because I think he was cutting himself up with glass and beating himself up long before the Sex Pistols. I think.
Big time.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, Stooges were around in the fucking 60s, late 60s. And if you listen to those albums, like the one that
Raw
came
Power.
out in '69 stuff like that, I think Raw Power was maybe late. I don't remember. I think I was early '70s.
I think early '70s or '60s.
But that is definitely a punk
might have been
rock
1970.
Album. That is definitely a punk rock.
It's called Raw Power, and I was listening to it.
That's a great album.
I was listening to it in the '80s, and it was just like thrash metal with punk rock.
Yeah.
And it was way ahead of its time. Great lyrics, and I haven't heard it in a long time, but I'm sure.
I thought I had it somewhere.
It sounds post-punk, even though it's pre-punk.
Yeah. I got it somewhere. I got stacks and stacks of like old CDs.
Yeah.
I just don't ever listen to them anymore because, like I said, anytime I want to listen to something.
And what's weird, man, is the dude is still alive.
Yeah.
He's still alive, and he's
all that heroin preserved him. Man.
Yeah, and he's fucking
like I said,
still skinny. Weird looking. But now he's got a big pot belly that goes in and out. He can make it big and suck it back in. But he used to be pretty fucking shredded. I don't know how. I guess it was just his metabolism, the drugs he was taking.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't.
He didn't have any fat on him. He looked like he worked out, but he didn't.
I mean, not as far as I know.
Nah.
Like I said, I think he just didn't eat.
I think he didn't eat, but he would probably his shows were his workouts probably.
Yeah, because he was like jumping around like a madman. So, but sometimes some people just don't get fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, genes maybe.
Very, very lucky people that don't get fat. Most people get fat.
I remember that back in the '90s, mid '90s, they had a thing on him in Rolling Stones, and it showed his girlfriend, and he's this fucking weazened up, fucking crazy looking old man. He had this super hot fucking black girlfriend with the midriff and the fucking booty and the fucking what do you call them, bell bottoms, and she was Irish. She was a black girl from Ireland.
Yeah,
I think that might have been his wife for a while. But there was photos of them together and everything. I don't know if they're probably not still together. You know how they do.
In a while.
Yeah, that was in the '90s. But yeah, he was an interesting character, and still alive.
Yeah, you just keep.
But fucking Mick Jagger's still alive.
True. Keith Richards is
still fucking alive. That's amazing with the amount of fucking booze Keith Richards drank. How's that dude still alive? Money, I guess.
Well, that helps.
Yeah. And I don't think he does heroin, does he? Keith Richards.
I don't know. I mean, it would honestly shock me if he didn't.
Yeah.
But
a lot of that
most of them stopped out. Yeah, like I feel like it was very common in that generation.
Yeah.
And that was the weird thing. It seemed like it either killed you real young or it just preserved you like forever. You know what I mean?
He slept so much.
I guess that's what it was.
Your metabolism would slow down.
Burley says, "Wait, I love Duran Duran and Soft Cell, but I'm not gay, am I?"
No.
Yes, I'm afraid you might be. No, I'm just kidding. I also love Duran Duran and Soft Cell. And it doesn't, honestly, it doesn't really, because here was the thing. It was a thing, like, back when I was in fucking junior high. That's how long ago that was, like, in the mid-fucking 80s. And there were definitely, like, two groups of people. Well, you know, the people that were, like, into music.
Yeah, these are white
subcultures.
White subcultures, yeah.
Yeah, like, you had jocks and shit. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like any kind of music. But, all kind of music.
They like you, too.
Yeah, well, you know, I really kind of liked you too.
Real mainstream
very,
shit.
Yeah, I'm very ambivalent about you too. But there was like the new wave kids, of which I was one, and then there was the metal kids, and
I was both.
They hated each other.
Yeah,
and it was kind of funny because a lot of the new wave kids liked some metal too.
Yeah, I was both.
Yeah, and you liked both things.
Yeah,
so it's just kind of like. I don't know why it was so like stratified, like at the school I went to.
I like to consider myself way into metal when I was a kid, when I first started getting into music. But then I go back and look at it and really analyze it objectively. During my metal phase, I was also listening to shit like Devo and The Missing Persons.
Yeah.
So and Duran Duran, I already liked that before I'd really heard metal. But I heard that on the radio. KROQ in California would play all that. I liked Adam Ant before I liked metal. So going back to the kind of like the British New Wave type stuff was actually kind of like going back to my roots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I wasn't buying albums at that phase. I was too young. I couldn't afford to buy albums. Albums were $20 a piece. I didn't have a job. I was in 8th grade.
They were expensive.
I was 7th and 8th grade.
You had to like save up, and then you had to like decide which one you wanted. You know what I mean?
It was like a big deal. I guess I'll buy this one.
Yeah. And then if you get it home and then you didn't like it, you'd be like, fuck.
Yeah, so I bought 2 Missing Persons albums before I ever was into metal, and I bought 2 Oingo Boingo albums. I bought Only a Lad and Nothing to Fear. And Oingo Boingo was Danny Elfman's band. They were really good. It was kind of like ska with punk rock and rock in it.
It's very hyper. It's like good. It's good dance music. It's good, It's good party music.
Yeah.
It's real upbeat.
Yeah, and then
not upbeat. That's not the word.
And then Elfman started to do movie scores, like Batman and shit. But I'm trying to think what else albums I had before I was into metal. Then I went to Brazil and got into metal.
Yeah, I was never super into metal. Like I said, I kind of liked, Motorhead and stuff like that. But like, who doesn't like Motorhead? You know, I feel like everybody likes Motorhead.
Who got me into the metal was in Brazil was a Dutch guy I was hanging out with at school. And he loaned me all the Iron Maiden albums at the time, and I recorded them all. And then he showed me Motorhead and then Venom. You know, I thought that shit was awesome. And then later on, Slayer came out. I think about a year later. Their first album goes, Show No Mercy. It fucking was recorded terrible by today's standards. But back then, we fucking loved it. And kind of towards the end of that year, a new fucking band emerged that fucking we all loved. It was called Metallica. They had this album called fucking Kill 'Em All. It was fucking great. And Metallica kind of changed the fucking game. And during the time I was fucking jamming with Metallica, though, fucking Merciful Fate, I got my hands on some Merciful Fate albums. Mostly the Melissa album. I fucking loved it. They were from, I think, Denmark. Sound right?
Yeah, somewhere
Denmark,
like that.
I think. It was Danish, yeah.
I'm not a connoisseur of metal, so.
Yeah, King Diamond. And then when I look at it, fucking, it's kind of course, I'm going to end up back in the goth scene because that was kind of gothic metal.
Yeah.
You know?
There's some crossover too.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people that are into goth are into kind of
some of the gothic metal stuff.
Yeah, and actually we have some friends too that are like real into goth music but are also like into like black metal.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
So, you know. I kind of feel like black metal, they're more into like industrial though, but not always.
And then okay, look, you fell behind.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, okay, we gotta keep up with the crowd.
I mean, you know, everybody's
talking and talking.
Yeah, Tammy says Billy Idol is going on tour this year. Yeah, we missed him last time.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him.
Tammy said, my hubby is 57, almost 58, and still skinny. Pisses me off because he eats everything and anything.
Yeah,
I wish I could do that. That'd be awesome.
It's genetic.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be. Like I said, my grandma was like that.
I gotta take clenbuterol.
She never
to
gained
get
any
skinny.
weight.
I'm losing all kinds of fat.
But I got some slow ass metabolism.
Yeah.
It's always.
We haven't weighed you yet.
Always been like that.
Yeah.
Tammy says, I love Adam Ant.
Yeah.
He's still out there rocking. And then Samantha said, I saw Adam Ant in New Jersey.
When?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was touring around because I thought some of our friends went to see him.
Yeah,
like maybe a couple of years ago.
I seen him recently. Fucking Sophie saw him live and was sending me fucking live fucking captures off her fucking phone. Man, that poor guy. At his age,
I haven't seen him in
at his age, he's forced to dress that way and fucking dance that way. Because that's what his fucking fans remembered. You know.
Yeah. Clyde says, "Is there any Brazilian metal?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking
There's a whole scene down there, isn't there?
Sepultura, Pantera. There's probably a shit ton of new ones.
There's a bunch of Brazilian goth bands too.
Yeah, there are Brazilian goth bands too. Yeah, Brazilians are into everything. Anything that they're part of Western civilization. Anything the English-speaking world's doing, they're doing it too. And a lot of times they'll make it in English because they try to get broad appeal. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, bigger market if you do it in English. Briandy says, I still like New Wave. I went to Cruel World a couple of years ago. Yeah, I mean, we go out pretty much every Saturday.
Yeah, we like the New Wave nights because we can dance to all that music more than the goth nights.
Yeah.
A lot of the goth music that they play is kind of tired for us, and that's not really good dance music, really.
Yeah, and it leans more toward industrial or synth pop.
Yeah.
Or that kind of stuff, which is fine, but I don't like it as much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm kind of more like a post-punk death rock kind of girl.
I'll start jamming to some shit that I would never actually listen to, but I'll fucking dance to that shit.
Yeah.
You know. Shit was because it's shit that was super mainstream when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that I used to fucking make fun of that, but this is fucking great to dance to. You know.
Let's see. What era had the best dance music?
It depends on what kind of dance you're talking about.
Yeah, because there's different sub-genres of dance music. Are we talking about, like, techno kind of dance music?
Yeah.
Or, like... I don't know. I don't know if I I'm not real sure how useful that distinction is, because it's like you can dance to most things, like if it has a fast enough beat to it. So I don't think anything has to necessarily be dance music to be a good dance song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I didn't really like a lot of kind of techno, or like the stuff they would play in like those kind of like EDM clubs and stuff like that, because one, a lot of it just sounds kind of the same. But you know, it's just for dancing. You can't really like chill out and like listen to it. You know, it's not really that deep. So I kind of like music that you can dance to, but that you could also just listen to and not dance to. You know what I mean?
Zach was talking about poppers a while back, and I didn't get to his statement.
Yeah, Burley said late 90s and early 2000s trance and house was amazing. Yeah, I remember a lot of people really being into that at that time. It's not really my thing, but it's like I knew a lot of people that were into that.
Here it is. Zach says, I've always been hearing stories lately of dudes having heart issues, if not straight up dying because of poppers. I wouldn't surprise me, you know, fucking amyl nitrate, I believe is what it's made, what it is. If you have a bunch of shit in your system and you start doing that, it might elevate your heart rate. And some exposure, I mean, it's hard to say. It wouldn't be just amyl nitrate alone. It'd have to be other stuff. Like, maybe he had other stuff in his system and he fucking, you know, had an OD of that, you know. But I don't know. I've never had it. No. I wouldn't mind trying it.
I haven't either, but
I think it's legal. I think you can just buy it.
I thought you could too.
I think it's just
you used to be able to.
Yeah, there's a whole subgenre of fucking homemade porn of chicks fucking going solo while they're snorting fucking amyl nitrate. And they're playing fucking techno music and fucking putting special effects in it and shit. It's fucking hot. Yeah, it's fucking hot.
I don't think I've ever seen anything.
And they're just there's zooms on their face. I can show you some.
You were just really like a porn connoisseur.
Yeah, I know where to look. I know where to look, and I'm fucking looking at what's trending.
Oh, okay, because I was like, how would you have come across that by accident?
Yeah,
that seems like very specific.
No, that's always in like the categories of like what people taking videos and making a compilation where they've compiled their favorite performers into a themed video.
Okay.
And then it's called a PMV, a porn music video, and then they'll make a music video to it.
Oh, okay.
And then the music they're set it to is usually something that they can get away without getting a copyright strike, and it's usually like fucking real dirty. Like there's a song that called "I'm a Slut." That's fucking yeah. That's a good. There's a lot of that music video. But it started to appear in poppers. Just fucking look for poppers, and you'll have a whole bunch of fucking music videos with that theme.
Yeah, some people are pointing out you can buy poppers. They sell it under VCR cleaner.
VCR cleaner?
Or Love Potion.
Okay.
That's what Jeff Yarrett said.
Okay.
And Murder Hornet said that too.
All right.
It's like they sell it under VHS head cleaner.
I don't know what the effects are, but that's what Hannibal Lecter used.
So I guess technically it's not legal, but that's how they're kind of getting.
That's what Hannibal. That's what Hannibal Lecter used to get the dude high to cut his own face off. Remember?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
He had him hanging up there. He goes, "Here, have this. Fucking here. Want another poppers?" Yeah, fucking. He had him on some other shit too. And then he talked him into cutting his face off with a piece of broken glass, and he was feeding it to the dog.
I'm pretty sure nobody could talk me into cutting my own face off.
Yeah, I don't think poppers are that strong.
I mean, don't take that as a challenge, anybody. I'm just like saying.
Well, in the movie, the dude said, "Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time."
Yeah.
But them two bums, one bum ate the other bum's face off.
That's true.
Again,
it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Probably seemed like a good idea at the time, yeah. Having gay sex in the middle of the road, eating each other's faces and shit. Interracial gay sex.
Maybe it was just the kind of thing where he was just having such a good time that he was just like, man, I could just eat you up.
And that's Florida, people. That's Florida, man. That's
and then
Florida,
he literally just like started.
Florida man is legendary, man. I saw an interview with people from Norway. And they said, yeah, every place in the United States has a stereotype like Florida, you know, Florida man. They knew about Florida man in fucking Norway.
I feel like the whole world knows about Florida man. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and it doesn't surprise me at all. Like here, it's just like I said. Here, it's just fucking Monday morning. Just like, yep, there they go again. Whatever the fuck they're doing.
So what's everybody talking about?
Murder Hornet said they said that he had no drugs in his blood. That's right.
That's what they said.
The zombie. Well, yeah, I don't know.
That's just what they said.
Unless it was something that doesn't show up.
It's
on
something that
whatever
didn't
test
show
they
up.
had.
It was something that didn't show up.
Which, like I said, I don't know. CB said, "What you want is music that is good to fuck to, like Inagata Devita by Iron Butterfly."
That is not good. You gotta get the fuck out of here. That's not good to fuck to.
We don't usually have music on.
Actually, fucking.
Sometimes
we don't have
do.
music on, but when fucking with one of my ex-girlfriends back in the '90s, Stephanie. She fucking used to put on the Cocteau Twins. Cocteau Twins, yeah. Remember that?
I could see that being kind of.
Yeah, and we'd have the fucking incense going and the little fucking candles and shit. You know?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
We should do that one day.
We can.
That would be
It
fun.
made more sense back in that context because she was renting a room with like 4 other people in a damn apartment. So it was just me and her in this big room. We'd be all in there all night. And we would order food and shit.
That sounds nice.
You know, in Boston. And then it'd be snowing a lot of times, you know, so it'd be cold outside, be warm in there. And you're just trying to keep each other entertained because you really couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even go to the other parts of the house because other people lived in the other parts of the house.
Right.
So it was the context is a lot different. And a lot of times we use the music to mask the noise.
Well, yeah.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Use
It's a different situation, you know what I mean? You say, hey, give me the phone. They get the phone and fucking order a pizza from across the street, and they come running across, you know what I mean, and fucking bring us a pizza. Eat that shit in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and go put my jacket on, go down there and get it. Yeah.
Yeah, Murder Hornet says, Jenny thinking, why you haven't done that for me, Tom? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, you know.
Well, I just explained why. It was a different situation.
But like I said, we don't usually...
We only had access to one room.
Honestly, it's just kind of like... I wouldn't mind having music on. It's just most of the time I feel like it's kind of distracting.
It's distracting, yeah.
Especially if it's something I know.
Yeah.
If it's something I don't know, because sometimes like we've put on like new retro wave or something like that, and that doesn't usually have words.
Yeah. And if it's porn, man, fucking... The sound's got to be like way down.
Yeah, you have to
off.
turn the song way because it's like super distracting.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's like I don't really want to listen to people grunting or talking or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'll just be like, "What are they doing?" And it's like,
yeah,
it's
you're like, "What happened?"
It's like super distracting.
Yeah. Or fucking the chick's voice is annoying.
Yeah, or something.
Something's gonna be, you know.
Because, you know, and especially if it's like one of those long ones, like where it takes them forever to get in. And they have to have this big long conversation about, hey, move this table over here or whatever the fuck. I'm like, oh my god. It's just like fucking. Yeah, so.
It's kind of like, that's kind of one of the reasons why I do like the creator PMVs, porn music videos, where they've mixed a bunch of shit together. It's always like best parts, and then they did really good editing jobs.
Yeah.
With like music in the background, you might be able to hear the sound a little bit because there's no dead spots in it, and it's good there. And the guy is fucking. He's a porn connoisseur. He's put fucking the right people at the right times in there. You know what I mean? It's just no way to describe it. And it's just to start it's just to have an ambiance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not really to like dominate the situation. Is just to give it like a background kind of a.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a porn, like a porn screensaver.
Yeah.
For like when you're having sex. Yeah.
Yeah, we do that sometimes. But like I said, usually I have to turn the volume like way down because otherwise it's like super distracting. But
we were hitting before the show.
We were, yeah.
Right before the show.
Yeah, like 10 minutes.
Let's fucking do that shit. Right over there.
So he's like, how long do we have before the show starts?
Yeah, 15 minutes. I could do it.
I said
I could do
15
it.
minutes.
It was kind of selfish. She didn't get much out of it, but I was just like,
right.
I gotta get this. I gotta do something about this. I got this fucking strange swelling.
Oh my! You might need to have somebody feed of that. I don't mind.
Want me to make you another drink?
Yeah, that one's good. I mean, that one's like super watery.
Yeah.
Because I refilled it with water. Or
You want the same thing, or you want soda?
Is there enough tea and lemonade left?
Okay.
I like that tea and lemonade. That was good. That was good. Yeah, CB said my girlfriend just said Inagata Davida is like 17 minutes long. Yeah, it's super long. When have you been that good and long lately? Woo, harsh. Oh my goodness. See, that wouldn't work though, because like I said, I know that song. And like if music is on that I know, then I'm just gonna sit there like singing it and like bopping around to it and stuff like that. Like I said, it's too distracting. Too distracting. So it's like, so I don't know. So like to me, because I've been asked that question before, not by any of y'all, I don't think, but it's just kind of like, oh, what's good music to fuck to or something like that. I'm like, no music or music I don't know, like music without lyrics and quiet. You know, I don't mind that. Like I said, we'll put new retro wave on sometimes because I don't really know those. But if they have words and stuff, like if it's Corrine or something I know, then it's just kind of like, yeah, no, I can't, because I'll just be listening to that. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, I'm gonna start dancing around and shit. It's not working. Phantom says a comedy film about a 70s 80s porn music musician would be funny to see. Yeah, I wonder if they've ever made anything. I like movies about the porn industry, like especially if they could be dramas, but it's like I like the comedies too. Like I said, we've talked about one called Mope that was kind of a dark comedy. It was like based on a true story, but which was kind of fucked up what happened, but it's still like a funny movie, and I don't really hear anybody talking about it, but I really liked it. The Deftones. Yeah, Pearl Jam was awesome for I never really got into Pearl Jam. Like, they're a good band, I get that, but I couldn't really I never really got on board the grunge train. I liked some Nirvana. I liked stuff like Mudhoney. I liked Soundgarden, okay. But it's just like kind of all the stuff that came after that, like the whole alt rock thing of the 90s. Like, you know, Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains and stuff like that. I just couldn't, it's good, I just couldn't really get into it. Like, I never really bought it or anything like that. I kind of felt like, I don't know, because in the 90s, like, the goth scene went kind of more ethereal, like in a more ethereal direction, and then there was like a lot more goth metal and stuff, and then there was a little bit, I was gonna say there was a death rock revival, but that didn't really happen until like 2000 or maybe like the late 90s, that kind of went back to like old punk sounding stuff. But so I was kind of more into that. I wasn't really, because you know, after 1991 when alternative rock went mainstream, I kind of lost interest in a lot of it. Like, for example, back in the 80s, I didn't love them, but I kind of liked, like, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like, I kind of liked their first couple of albums.
Well, they were fresh. It was new shit.
Yeah, like, it was kind of different. But then, like, after a while, I'm like, now I can't even stand to fucking listen to them anymore. Because they just went, like, so...
It got so overplayed.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my god.
And they were so mainstream.
Yeah, it was, like,
widely enjoyed that you're just like, what is this? It's just generic. It became generic. Same thing with Jane's Addiction.
Yeah.
It sounded really cool when it first came out, but then it became generic.
That first album was good, though.
Yeah.
I listened to the shit out of that.
Alice in Chains, also, same thing. They were great when they first came out, but then it got real generic, man. Like Soundgarden.
Yeah. Like, everybody started sounding the same.
Yeah,
after a while. That's kind of what happens, I guess, because that's, you know, one band gets signed, and then they're looking for other ones.
Although, during that period, The Cult fucking sounded pretty good.
See, now, I'm still not a big fan of The Cult.
I liked The Cult.
I liked The Cult when they were Southern Death Cult.
Yeah, they were a goth band.
Before they were definitely a goth band. But then they went more, they took that kind of glam metal. I guess Sisters of Mercy kind of did that too, but like, Sisters of Mercy did it better, I feel like.
The Cult ended up going pretty fucking hard, almost like black metal.
Yeah.
Another band that did that was Fields of the Nephilim.
Fields of the Nephilim, I was gonna say.
They started out as like them.
They started out as like a straight up goth rock band.
Yeah.
And now they sound like a death metal band.
Yeah, it's real hard. But it has really good imagery, a lot of good fucking like weird fucking very kind of old west California, 1850, 1870, 1880, but Lovecraftian. with a bunch of magic fucking runes and shit. It's pretty cool. And that's the way they look. They look like something out of like fucking High Plains Drifter.
CB said, we got so drunk one night, and in the morning when we got up, there was whipped cream everywhere. I was more concerned with what I did with it. You didn't remember? Like, well, I can imagine what you probably did with it. But yeah, Randa says, not really into grunge either, but I know a lot because of my parents. It's not bad. Like, some of it was okay. It just seemed like after a while, like everybody sounded like that, or that's what it seemed like.
When Nirvana first appeared, that was like a breath of fresh air. You're like, oh, this is pretty good, man. This is so much different than everything else that's going on. Like, but after a few years, you're like,
enough.
Man, everybody's listening to this shit, man. It got very overplayed.
Well, and they had an album out before that. It was called Bleach.
Yeah.
And
nobody knew it, but they were buying it retroactively.
Yeah.
I think the one
I had it, but I didn't buy it because
was it called Nevermind?
Yeah,
the second one. That's
the big one.
The baby.
Yeah,
that's the one I bought. It was in Korea when that came out.
Yeah, everybody bought that. Well, like I said, I didn't buy it because I had a friend that would just tape stuff for me because I was broke.
I think that was the same year that Phantasmagoria from the Damned came out.
No, that was way earlier.
Was it?
Nevermind came out in 91.
Phantasmagoria came out around 90, right? 91, 90.
No, I thought that was like 85.
What? No. Wasn't that old, was it?
I thought it was 85, 86, maybe 87. I thought. I mean, you could look it up.
Let me go look it up.
Maybe it was later. I don't really remember. I thought it was way earlier.
You could get it at the PX. During that same
Yeah,
time.
High Desert said, did you guys ever get into black metal? I never did, no. Like I said, Tom's more the metal guy. And he doesn't listen to a lot of it anymore. Like, whenever he listens to metal now, it seems like just old
metal.
Old metal. You know? But I never got into it. And let's see. High Desert said, I love some of the Lovecraftian black metal bands. Like Sulphur Aeon, the Great Old Ones, and Altar. Yeah, I never heard any of those. I like Lovecraftian anything, but, you know. I don't know. Like I said, we have some friends that are real into black metal. But like I said, we even know the vegan black metal chef, who also likes goth music, as well as black metal. All right, I gotta pee.
All right, see when it came out. Okay, it was 85, so it was older.
See, I got it.
You got it right.
I got it right.
I thought it was more like 90.
I'm usually right.
It was, so it'd been out for 5 years.
I'm usually right.
Go back here. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. See what everybody's talking about. Turn my shit on. CB said that Duncan was good in the 80s. I didn't like the late 80s American metal bands. As soon as Bon Jovi came out, the LA metal scene started to fucking take over metal. And almost all of them sucked. The only one that was kind of good at times might have been Motley Crue, but really only their first and second album. And their second album, Shout at the Devil, is more like a Kiss album. The difference being that Kiss, when they came out with the album, only one song was good on that album. So they just put out a bunch of albums a year. They put out 5 albums a year. You had to buy them all so you could get 5 good songs a year. That was the way. That was Gene Simmons doing that shit. He was a master marketer. He was about merch, selling belts and fucking lunchboxes and shit.
Yeah, he's like, we don't have to like strain ourselves like writing good songs. We can just write 4 or 5 good ones and then a bunch of shitty ones, and then we can just stretch it out.
But I can't think of anything that came from the United States, especially out of the LA scene, that I thought was good. Well, I'm gonna amend that. Guns N' Roses was pretty good for a couple of albums, but then that started to go south. Dawkins, Striper, fucking White Lion, fucking. Remember all that shit? What a Poison? All that shit sucked. I fucking hated all that. That was like, from my point of view at the time,
metal had gone girly. It was now something that girls were buying. And I was like, man, this shit here. Because, I'm in high school. Like, this shit's fucking
Girls
sucking.
have cooties.
No, what it was is I could tell they weren't marketing it. They were marketing it to girls.
Yeah.
So that's kind of when I went back to my roots. I started listening to a new thing that I fucking found, the Sisters of Mercy. And then Bauhaus. And that took me back to the goth part. So I started to go that way. Which was, it kind of had some of the darker elements of metal. But one of the things I liked about it is it didn't have guitar solos.
Yeah.
And fucking metal had guitar solos when they inherited that shit from prog rock.
Yeah.
And prog rock was like hoity-toity English bullshit. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Alan Parsons Project and
just
Pink
showing
Floyd.
off.
And shut the fuck up, man. Put a song on. Play the song. Stop all this fucking musical masturbation.
Yeah.
Jerking off on that fucking guitar. You know what I mean? It just...
Like I said, it just seemed like showing off.
Yeah.
That's why the punks hated it.
I fucking liked... I liked fucking Pink Floyd until I started thinking about it too much.
I still kind of like Pink Floyd.
They're very good. They're excellent. The quality of the writing is really good, but it starts getting so highbrow and so much up its own ass that it's just like snotty, you know?
Yeah.
And then the dudes that are enjoying it have fucking $7,000 stereos, you know, with fucking special needles for their fucking record player. And let me tell you all something, man. Record players sounded better than any CD. They just did. Even a shitty record player kind of did. And there was something more resonant about the sounds, especially the way those albums were engineered back then. It didn't seem to be like you really, because it was analog, and analog really fucking is better for sound than digital. Because man, the first and last, Sisters of Mercy, first and last and always, that album. I listened to it on a CD and it's pretty good. It's nothing like listening to it on a record, but I haven't heard it on record in a long time. You would hear things in the record, and resonant frequencies would come out of there, and they would like roar. And
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Remember how beautiful that
it's
shit
a
was?
lot wider range.
It's a lot wider range
of sound than digital can
Yeah,
capture.
yeah.
That's why people complain about it.
Yeah.
They're not just talking out their ass. It is
No.
true.
Yeah, there was all
Especially
these
if you
resonant
listen to stuff on like headphones, like an album on headphones, like that
It's
was
just so
analog.
much better. But what was weird is when CDs started coming out, we were all lusting for it. It sounded really good in the 80s
Yeah.
when it first came out. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the quality of the sound engineering or what. It started to sound very stale and compressed. But it took like 10, 15 years for CD to kind of like be kind of crappy.
Yeah.
When it first came out, we were like, boy, that's a clear sound. You don't hear any fucking hissing.
Yeah.
You don't hear any snapping and popping of the phonograph record.
Yeah. Yeah, like it sounded like clean.
It sounded extremely clean.
But then if you listen to it really
Closely.
deeply, like it just doesn't have...
It doesn't have the fucking resonant tones.
Because sometimes if an album was mixed correctly,
Yeah.
when you listen to it on headphones, it feels like it's like all around
Like
you.
it's all around
like you
you.
feel like it's you're
immersed
inside
in
it.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I mean?
you'll hear things that the musicians did. Like something will hit a harmony. And you could only hear it in the record. You wouldn't hear it in the CD version. You know? Two notes would come in and then harmony would happen.
Yeah.
And the Sisters of Mercy albums were full of that. But only the album.
Yeah. Their music
Not-
is very dense.
Yeah, not the CD. The CD's like two-dimensional sounding.
High Desert said, First and Last and Always is my favorite record of all time.
It's the best album of all times.
It's really good.
I
Well,
got
I
so
mean,
many people listening to that album by
every
saying that.
song on it
Yeah.
is good. Like every song
Yeah.
on it could be a single.
Yeah.
It's very cohesive. You know what I mean? It has a very cohesive sound, but each song is distinct. I think, like I said, I think every song on it could be quote unquote a single, except maybe the last one because it's long.
And the lyrics sound very important.
Yeah.
Like a wise old man's telling you some shit. Not a fucking 20-year-old fucking Andrew Eldridge,
Yeah.
you know. But Joy Division did the same thing. Joy Division
Yeah.
sounded like it was an old man fucking telling you some deep fucking shit.
And he was like 22.
It's like 22. on heroin and shit.
But
they knew how to write.
I was gonna say I probably, if you put a gun to my head and made me pick, probably my favorite album of all time would be Joy Division, Closer.
Yeah, it's real close between Joy Division, Closer, and Sisters of Mercy, First and Last and Always.
I mean, because Closer is one of those
really
albums that
real dark.
You can listen to
slow.
The best way to listen to it is like with no other sensory input.
Yeah.
Like turn all the lights off, like don't have anything around or anything like that, and just put your headphones on and listen to it. It's just, it feels like you're just in this wintry
as I was
landscape.
Gonna say that.
It's very wintry.
I was going to say that. I would listen to fucking Closer on the fucking tape deck of my fucking Ford Taurus that I was selling for fucking Electrolux in fucking Boston in the winter. Play that shit. And it's just like perfect. It's a winter sounding fucking album.
Yeah.
Album. That whole band's not all that band, but that album sounds very much like something like out of winter. But so did New Order.
Yeah.
New Order went right along. New Order had a lot of that in it too. Even though I would say New Order was a little bit more sophisticated. Even though I like Joy Division better.
Yeah, I like Joy Division better.
Yeah.
But New Order are great.
Yeah, they're also great.
And holy shit, I mean, look what they did. They could have. What happens most of the time when a band as iconic as Joy Division loses their lead singer? They could have just retired. They could have just gone nowhere, anything like that. But they didn't.
Yeah.
They got Barney up there singing. They got another, they got Steven's wife in there playing the keyboards.
Yeah.
Gillian.
Kevin said that also that Floodland was good from Sisters of Mercy.
Yeah.
Floodland was pretty good. But the thing is that's not the same band. That's Andrew Eldritch solo with doing that. The band from First and Last and Always went off on their own and they became the Mission UK.
Yeah.
And their first album, it's a white album, I forgot what it's called. Sounds like a Sisters of Mercy album. That's a good one too.
Yeah, Wayne Hussey was They kind of had a little tiff, him and Andrew Eldritch, and they split off into. Didn't they sue each other over the use of the name?
Over the use of the name, I think
Sisters
so.
of Mercy.
But go if you like Sisters of Mercy, go check that first Mission UK album. Now, as Mission UK went on and got softer to me, it started to sound a little too much like U2.
Yeah, they sound like U2 as they went on.
Yeah, especially when you got to the album God's Own Medicine, which I have. It is a good album. But it just sounds like U2 to me. That sounds like Bono singing. But it's good quality. Just not really my thing.
Yeah, they were just a little too poppy.
Yeah.
For me. I love that song. I love that song Wasteland, though. That's a great song.
They're hit and miss. Some of their shit's really good. Other stuff that they had, the Mission was too upbeat for me.
And Severina, I like that song
Severina is good, yeah.
That's on my Spotify.
Yeah, it sounds like a Sisters of Mercy song.
It does a bit. Kinda.
Yeah. Kinda. And like a Nephilim song from that time too.
Yeah. Because I kind of feel like those three bands, well, obviously Sisters of Mercy and Mission UK like had members in common, but they were all in the same subgenre. Fields and the Nephilim sound kind of similar. Because I kind of feel like if you like Sisters of Mercy and you like Mission, you would also like Fields and the Nephilim. Old Fields and the Nephilim. Now they're like a metal band. But, they used to be like a goth band. And I think the thing about Floodland, too, is that it's so... I mean, we go to goth clubs and new wave clubs and stuff like that. They play Sisters of Mercy every fucking week. Every week. You're going to hear... Lucretia, My Reflection, or This Corrosion. One of those two. Or maybe more. Like, sometimes they'll play something from Vision Thing. But those are the three that you're most likely to hear. Every now and then, someone will, go crazy and will play Marianne from First and Last and Always. But that's about the only sister... And they had, so many good songs that you could dance to. I don't know why they don't play more of them. But those are the ones you're going to play. So I kind of feel like they still play them because everybody still dances to them. But... after a while, you're just like, God damn it, man. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, look, I love Echo and the Bunnymen, for example.
Yeah, they're great.
But I swear to God, if I hear Lips Like Sugar at the club one more time, I'm going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
They had a bajillion great fucking songs.
Yeah.
Please play one of those.
Yeah.
Every now and then they'll play The Killing Moon, which is nice, but it's just kind of like, why don't they play like fucking, or Bring on the Dancing Horses? Sometimes they play that too. It's like, why don't they play Back of Love? Why don't they play The Puppet? Why don't they play Heads Will Roll? Why don't they play like one of those?
The Chameleons too.
Oh god, I love the Chameleons.
The Chameleons are really good.
I love the Chameleons.
A lot of these are UK bands.
Yeah.
The British band during the fucking during the 80s and parts of the 90s were fucking coming out with such cool shit. Well, the 70s for prog rock, but the British new wave, that was 80s and parts of the 90s. They were fucking great because England had a really good public music fucking curriculum, music education. So you had a lot of guys that they're just from the hood, you know, from the council estates. But those programs would find musically talented people, and then ended up being in bands and get some success in England. But then they'd get unpopular in England because England would get sick of them quick. It's hard to be a fucking prophet in your own hometown. And then America would get them and turn them into fucking superstars.
Yeah, we loved them over here.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking they infused Duran with so much money and so much help to write and produce shit, man. The Duran was a fucking masterpiece, bro. All their albums. Even
I
the
love
first
Duran.
one. Yeah, they were all good. They started to go down a little bit when Big Thing came out, but
Yeah,
they were kind of passing their fucking.
That was the last album of theirs that I bought.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago. And
Yeah.
I didn't love it. I think I liked a couple songs on it, but I was just kind of like,
They were like from the American perspective, they were kind of like the second coming of the Beatles.
yeah,
They were huge.
Man, people went fucking ape shit.
Yeah.
I remember I was around during that
Yeah.
time, and I was like real into Duran, so it's just kind of like, holy shit, people were just like losing their fucking minds.
But when it came to the British acts coming to the United States and making an impression on me, I have to give it to Billy Idol. He was in a band called Generation X, which was very mediocre. It had only a couple good songs. The main one I can think of was Dancing with Myself. They had their own cut of that. And then that band kind of collapsed. The British were done with them. William Broad, or Billy Idol, he came to New York. And the record company, I think it was Chrysalis, hooked him up with a guitar player. Fucking, man, his name just fucking... Those two dudes together made a badass band. What was his name? Steve Stevens.
Yeah.
Great guitar player. He could write, and he had the proper look. And those two together, with the help of fucking Chrysalis Records, I don't know if they stayed on Chrysalis, but they started on Chrysalis. Fucking conquered the U.S. with a rock version with a punk rock gothic look to it, with the White Wedding. You know that.
Now even rednecks like that shit.
Oh, we loved it in Mississippi, and then we loved it in Mississippi. It was fucking extremely popular. And then Rebel Yell came out. That's really when it was noticed in the Deep South. And Billy Idol had a big affinity for Elvis and Southern culture. You know, some of his videos, he'd have the fucking flag of the fucking what was his name? Lee's Army. You know, the fucking Army of Northern Virginia. People know it as the Confederate flag, but that is not the flag of the Confederacy. Confederate flag was stars and bars, just like the American flag, just a different number of fucking... Only had 3 stripes on it and fucking a couple of different stars are on it. I don't remember exactly what it was. But he would show that. He'd have it on fucking parts of the fucking videos and fucking clubs, and he just liked the South. But he kind of like... he loved Elvis. He was a big Elvis fan. But he was kind of like he kind of had like a romanticized view of the South, you know, kind of like your boy, fucking
Nick Cave. Yeah.
Nick Cave. Yeah, he is the same.
Well, Nick Cave's Australian.
He's Australian,
but
but he
the
loved it.
Australians fucking loved
the South,
old Southern blues music. That was a huge influence on like the underground there. Yeah. But man, Nick Cave put out a legit blues album.
Yeah.
And he did an album of that was The Firstborn Is Dead. That was his second album, his second solo album. And then he did one in '86 that was all covers called Kicking Against the Pricks. And he covered a bunch of blues songs on there, like Muddy Waters and stuff like that. It's pretty rad. He did some great covers, like some weird ones too, but like he covered like Velvet Underground and stuff too. But
a lot of these youngsters don't understand that fucking rock music came from Mississippi. All right, it came from the Mississippi Delta region. It was black guys. It started with blues, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, all those guys, and there was a shit ton of other ones. White guys started to get involved in it too. Elvis, fucking,
and then it got popular.
yeah. Well, Elvis, and you know, there were people that knew Elvis. There were black guys that were around during that scene, that time. They said he wasn't really stealing. He was from that area. That was the music.
Yeah, he just liked that.
He was from that area, right? And he grew up in a mixed neighborhood, basically. And black guys taught him how to play guitar. Old black guys taught him to play guitar, and he grew up kind of playing blues, Southern Delta blues. But white guys tended to speed it up some, though, and incorporate other musical instruments into it. Now in the South they had the advantage of being able to play in white theaters because it was segregation going on at the time. There was a black guy, I heard an interview with him, who grew up with Elvis and saw the whole thing fucking happening. And he said what Elvis's big advantage was just the way he looked. That he was so handsome, he was fucking just women loved him, you know. And when they heard Elvis on the radio, nobody knew if he was white or black. He was kind of like an Eminem type guy. You know what I mean? Where Eminem and his rap, it was like that. Now, once he got known, everybody knew that he was white. But they all listened to him. And he had a lot of friends from the black scene. He was like real good friends with James Brown. They were going to make an album together. But then, and when Elvis died, fucking Brown lost it. You know, he said he was crying over the fucking casket and shit. He couldn't believe that he died. Because they were working on kind of like informal plans of making an album together. That'd have been something else. Because Elvis died trying to make another comeback, because he made several comebacks, but there was never going to be any comeback with the condition Elvis was in at that time. But he wanted to make one.
Murder Hornet said, "Is it okay to wear tennis shoes to a goth club?"
No.
Not
you can,
really.
but you'll be ignored.
I mean, if you have the rest of the outfit and they're black and they're maybe high tops, you maybe could get away with it.
Yeah, no.
But probably not, no. High Desert said, "I love this corrosion. It's a great song. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just, like I said,
Overplayed.
they play it like pretty much every week. Have you seen that meme that went around? It kind of goes around like every few months, where it's like, you know, when a goth dies, they become part of the chorus at the beginning of this corrosion, which I thought was very funny. Kevin says, Swans is awesome.
Yeah.
Children of God is so good.
Some of their songs.
I fucking love Swans.
Yeah.
And Children of God is probably my favorite album of theirs, although, man, they're all so good. They're all so good. And then
I'm a fan of Gene Loves Jezebel.
High Desert said Swans did a great cover of Love Will Tear Us Apart. Yeah, they play that at the club sometimes. I really like that cover, actually.
I'm a big fan of Gene Loves Jezebel.
Yeah.
And the old stuff especially. Now they split up into two bands because the twins broke up, but I'm talking about when they were together. I thought they were a great band. And I didn't even know they were from Wales.
Yeah, they are.
I didn't know, this is pre-internet days, I didn't know where they were from. I thought they might have been American.
Nope. Hi, Kevin says, yeah, early Duran Duran was great. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Like I said, Big Thing was the last one I bought.
Yeah. And it was just a mediocre kind of album.
And I didn't love it. Like, I liked like a couple
It has some
songs
good songs, you know, All She Wants Is.
Yeah, that was an okay song.
It's just that there was too many songs on there that were mediocre.
Yeah. It wasn't like Rio, where like every single song was like amazing. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that.
My favorite Duran album is actually the live album Arena. I fucking love that.
It's great.
It's got a great energy.
Plus, it's got Wild Boys on it. Like that's like the studio song.
And then after that, Notorious. I fucking love Notorious. And a lot of people don't like Notorious. I love Notorious.
I didn't like it when it first came out in '87. Like, I bought it and I was like, meh, I didn't love it, but it kind of grew on me.
I was in my senior year of high school in Brazil, man, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and the whole fucking album was about hookers, blow, hookers, coke, and fucking escorts and shit like that, and I just like, yeah, because that's the way the fucking nightlife was there. I liked it, yeah. That was Duran Duran were, they kind of had a clean, pretty boy image, but that's not who they really were. Those dudes were fucking club kids, man. They came up out of one of the best clubs in Britain of their time, and then they fucking ran around with models and went to clubs, and they knew the seedy side of things.
They were the house band at the Rum Runner in Birmingham, I think. Yeah. Back in the day. They hung out with Steve Strange from Visage and like all that new romantic kind of stuff that was going on.
Yeah, they knew the dark side of the club scene.
They were all like art school kids, just like a lot of the post-punk bands were. Kevin says The Mercy Seat, what an album! Oh my god, I don't. You know what? And Nick Cave has so many good fucking albums. I don't even know if I could pick a favorite one. The one that I listen to the most is Let Love In, which is 94. But man, his first album is great. Like that fucking cover he does of Leonard Cohen's Avalanche, I fucking love that so much. And like the first album, you could tell that was like, right after the birthday party had broken up and he was doing his own thing, and these songs are just these long ramshackle like weird poetry slam kind of things with like weird piano and shit in it, and it's just like so fucking good. Like he goes off on like 7 or 8 minutes about like fucking Huckleberry Finn. It's a whole thing. But yeah, they're all good. They're all good. From Her to Eternity was his first album, and then Firstborn is Dead was the blues one, and then man, it's like I said, he had so many fucking good ones. The Mercy Seat was so fucking good. The one, what's the one that I'm thinking of? Your Funeral, My Trial. That's a really good one. But all his shit is good. I bought all his stuff. You know what I mean? I have every fucking album that he ever put out. Him and The Birthday Party, because I love The Birthday Party too. But let me see.
I was talking about music. I think we drove about 10 people away. But we've got music fans, it looks like.
Yeah. High Desert said, I want to hear a goth version of Hungry Like the Wolf, LOL. That might be, you know what? You should have, maybe you should write to Death in Rome and have them do, because that would be right up their alley.
Yeah, Death in Rome would do
The only cover I've heard of Hungry Like the Wolf is that one by, it's like a ska cover.
Yeah.
Who the fuck did it? My sister sent it to me. And it's funny as shit. It's like, it's really good. I can't remember. It's kind of a ska adjacent version, but it's like really entertaining. But I can't remember the band that did it. It was somebody that was fairly well known. But yeah, like I would like to, like Death in Rome.
Great band.
That would be like right in their wheelhouse. Yeah. I kind of feel like they could do like a really like dirgy, slow version of that.
If you know who Death in Rome is, they're a YouTube band. They're from Germany, and they do covers of 80s, 90s covers. Anything, if they like the cover you suggest, they'll do it. They'll make a whole music video around it. But it's done in the neo-folk style of Death in June.
Yeah.
Which is kind of has this German National Socialist kind of fucking motif to it, and it's just, but they don't want to say they lampoon it. It's just everything looks very Germanic.
Yeah.
And fucking runes and shit. And they'll take the most absurd fucking 80s song and turn it into a badass. My favorite one that they did was fucking Pump Up the Jams. And they did a Germanic neo-folk version of Pump Up the Jam. Yeah.
And I love
Pump Up the Jam. Yeah.
I love that they changed Get Your Booty on the dance floor to Get Your Boots.
Get Your Boots on
the dance floor to make it like goth adjacent to make it
a German would never say booty.
Yeah.
They're going to say boots. Yeah.
My favorite one
starts off with marching sounds.
Yeah.
Like the brown shirts are showing up.
They're so good.
Yeah, it's fucking funny. But they also had some Aha.
They did Take On Me.
Take On Me. They did a great cover of that. They did
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper.
The Wham song. They did. My favorite is Love Is a Battlefield.
Love Is a Battlefield.
The Pat Benatar song. They did a great cover of that. I think they did Barbie. Didn't they do Barbie Girl?
They did Barbie Girl. Yep.
Who did that? Aqua?
They did. Man, they just Death in Rome has a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of good shit.
They're super fun.
You can sit there and just listen to all their stuff. And what's funny is that the songs, if you've never heard any gothic neo-folk music like Death in June, you may not get it, I don't know, but you'll recognize every song is just going to come at you slower and darker and more kind of goth, kind of.
And they kind of do it without any
folk.
irony, but it's still kind of,
done real
still
deadpan.
works.
It's done
But
serious.
it still works.
It's done very serious and deadpan. And gothic neo-folk was not into electric instruments. Everything was fucking, piano, drum, and like the marching drums, like the kind you would fucking, marching snare and fucking, what's the big fucking timpani?
Like a timpani.
Like a timpani. And then they would have acoustic guitar, and maybe some wind instruments, but they don't like any kind of electric or digital instruments. But it sounds fucking great, really good. So everything's an acoustic version, but it's still hard in a weird way. Hard, dark.
I like that they take it seriously though, because like I said, a lot of the songs are really good songs.
Yeah.
So you can do different interpretations of it, and it's still like a good song. You know what I mean? But that would be right in their wheelhouse, doing "Hungry Like the Wolf."
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't.
do that.
I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm thinking that would be good, because that song's just kind of. Because I was thinking, oh, maybe Planet Earth would be better, but that's Planet Earth is kind of already kind of dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that was like earlier. Duran. "Hungry Like the Wolf" is kind of more poppy, like an upbeat. Or Rio, they could do Rio too. The song. That might also be good. But we got one time at Mannequins, we got the DJ to play their version of Pump Up the Jam.
Yeah.
Nobody danced but us. It was super funny.
I'm gonna go to him.
Kevin says, you listen to Devil Doll from Romania/Italy, one of my faves. I've heard of them, but I haven't heard any of their stuff, but I will definitely look them up. Man, that was a movie that was on MST about a ventriloquist dummy.
That's the Death in Rome channel. Yeah, they got like a Totenkopf. Shit, Totenkopf's Death's Head. And it's on YouTube. I'll tell you the songs that they have on there. Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't even remember all the ones they did. Because I have a bunch of them on my Spotify, but...
Oh, it disappeared on me.
Well.
Shit. It accidentally closed. I'll find it. I'm gonna have to...
I have a whole thing on my Spotify of... Because I was looking up, like, goth versions of 80s songs. Or they didn't have to be 80s songs necessarily, but just, like, goth versions of different songs. And,
Okay, here it is.
what was that one? There's a bunch of good versions of, The Metro, that Berlin song. I have one by Bella Morte, and then I have one by somebody else.
4 days ago, they put up "Destroy She Said,"
Oh, okay.
and that's fucking one of the dudes from that's Death in June, I think, right? She said
Destroy, yeah.
and
She said
blah,
Destroy.
yeah. But it's different. Destroy She Said.
Oh, okay. So they're doing
Then
it
You
to
Spin Me Around.
Oh shit! I haven't heard that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was from 5 days ago.
That seems like pretty obvious.
Bunker Song.
I don't know that one.
Miss You. It's a Blink 182 cover.
Oh yeah.
Eileen Under the Wolfen. It's a longer version. Death in Rome. Okay, I can't pronounce those German words. Stalingrad. Wide Open. It's a Chemical Brothers cover. Barbie Girl.
Yeah, Aqua. Yeah.
Yeah. The Lighthouse. It's official video. Toxicity. System of a Down cover.
Oh, okay. So they don't just do 80s stuff.
They'll do more stuff.
They'll do like anything.
Level Tear Us Apart. A Joy Division cover.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard that either.
That was from 2 years ago.
I feel like every fucker's covered that.
Boys, Boys, Boys.
Okay.
That's all it says. Deutschland in Herbert. I don't know what that is. Wildest Dreams. It's a Taylor Swift cover.
Oh yeah.
There's
That's
a
probably
lot
pretty
of shit.
funny.
Yeah. Marianne, the Sisters of Mercy cover.
Oh, now that's too easy.
Yeah.
That's already a goth song. It's funnier when they take one that's kind of like that's super poppy and upbeat and like turn it into a dirge. It's
Something
much funnier.
Came Over Me. It's a Throbbing Gristle cover.
Oh yeah, okay. Like I said, cheating.
Small Town Boy.
Bronski
Beat.
Beat. Okay.
Yeah.
That's already slightly dark.
Yeah.
It's pretty upbeat dance. They
Yeah.
play that pretty much every week at the.
Fire Started, which is Prodigy.
Prodigy,
cover.
yeah. Okay.
Just dropped in. Kenny Rogers.
Okay, now I might have to hear.
Yeah, Kenny Rogers.
My mom used to love Kenny Rogers.
Dirty Diana, Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've heard that. Okay, I've heard that.
It's
cover.
good. It's good.
That's right.
Salvation.
But the other ones I haven't.
Salvation. It's a Cranberries cover.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Warm Machine. That's a Bush cover.
Okay. Oh shit, I remember Bush.
Last Christmas from Wham. They did that.
Okay, well I know they did Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did Last Christmas.
Rhythm is a Dancer from Snap.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
All right.
Every Day. It's an Ariana Grande
Okay.
cover.
So they're like keeping up with the times.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is a really good one. I love this one. It's The Sign. It's an Ace of Base
Oh,
cover.
that's right. I forgot.
Really
they did that
good.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Really good.
Yeah, they did a good cover of that.
Super good.
Like I said, it's like those songs. I don't like those songs, so it's like, man,
Yeah.
goth it up.
Yeah. And it's like
It's much better that way.
and the video is made up out of like this weird Czechoslovakian horror movie about this guy who's fucking murdering his own family and stuff. It's a black and white movie. This is the video from that video. Let's see. What was the name of that video again? Fucking it's The Sign. It's just weird. And the music goes along with it. It's really good. Death in Rome.
Yeah, I didn't realize there's a bunch of covers in there that I hadn't
Yeah.
read before. But
Love Me Forever. Motorhead cover.
all right.
What is love? What is love?
Baby,
Baby, don't hurt me. That is the, yeah.
Isn't that Seal?
Yeah, I think. No. Hadaway.
Oh, that's
Hadaway
right.
cover.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Oh, Love is a
Yeah.
Rose, whatever the fuck that name was. I can't remember. That's a long time ago. I can't believe they covered Marianne though. That's like cheating.
It's good though. I heard it.
Okay.
It's been up there for a couple years.
Like I said, they didn't even have to do much to that. That's already like
It sounds different though.
That's
'cause
like a super goth song
it
already.
sounds different because it's real acoustic.
Okay. Like I said, it's much funnier when they take one like that Aha song and goth it out. It's like much funnier. But yeah, I have kind of a fascination with goth covers of regular songs. Sisters of Mercy did that a lot, where they did a bunch of covers. Like they did some, they covered what the fuck? They covered some Rolling Stones songs. They did Gimme Shelter, which I love. That's a great fucking cover. They did Gimme Shelter. I think they did another Rolling Stones song too, but I can't remember what it is right now. But then they covered Jolene, that Dolly Parton song, and they covered Emma, that Hot Chocolate song, which is about somebody killing themselves. And it's like, and the Sisters of Mercy version, I don't remember what the Hot Chocolate version sounds. I've heard it, but it was a long time ago. But the Sisters of Mercy version is so fucking sad that it's just like every time you get to the end, it's like, it's terrible. But yeah, it's like super, super epic. Like they made it super epic. Let's see. Phantom says there's a new haunted house film in theaters now called The Presence. Yeah, I've been hearing about that, or something like that, with Lucy Liu in it. And not surprising, it's already getting shit on. Yeah, I just heard somebody talking about it today, but I don't remember if they said anything good about it or not. John Robertson said, "What do you guys think of the design of Count Orlok and Nosferatu? I finally got to see it, and it was the best vampire movie."
I think so. That's what I said. I said it was a best
He looked
ever.
super cool. I thought he looked super cool, and I liked that I don't know if they deliberately like misdirected, because I think that poster where they showed Bill Skarsgård like looking like the Nosferatu from like the 20s, like I think somebody just photoshopped that, or they just made that. You know what I mean? Like,
It's for sale online already.
yeah. Well, they do it
and
quick these
it's a
days.
longer edit. It's not the theatrical edit. So I'm interested to see it. I just don't know if I want to buy an online copy. I want a solid copy.
Yeah, you might want to
Yeah.
wait till it comes out on,
Yeah.
so you can like keep it. You know.
I mean, I wouldn't mind renting it again.
Yeah.
Depending on, I have to look at the prices. You probably can't rent it yet. You probably have
I
to
mean,
buy
you
it.
can, but it's probably like $20. You know
No,
what
I think you
mean?
have to buy it for $20.
Oh, okay. So that's
Later,
not-
they'll make it open for rent.
Yeah, you gotta wait like a couple months or something.
Yeah.
Then it'll go down. But Yeah, How Did You Said Emma is a great Sisters cover song. I know, I fucking love that. I think that's probably the best cover they did, although Gimme Shelter is great too. And like I said, they also covered Jolene,
Yeah.
which I have that on the Spotify also. That just makes me laugh every time I fucking hear
Yeah,
it.
Sisters did Jolene.
Yeah.
There's a great cover by a German metal band of fucking what was that Sisters of Mercy song? It's on Black Waves of Adrenochrome. It's the first
Yeah,
album.
we have an album of like metal bands.
Metal bands
all covering Sisters of Mercy songs.
Yeah.
And some of them are but like
but
some of them are really good.
good.
Actually.
I'm trying to remember what that song was. It's one of their off songs.
Yeah, which one was it?
Let me look again.
Was it one of the shit. It wasn't Amphetamine Logic. It was
No.
Was it Walk Away?
No.
Was it 9 While 9? No.
Nope. It wasn't hold on, I'll find it right now.
Was it
I'll find it right now.
okay.
Heartland.
Oh, Heartland.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
My Heartland,
Yeah.
Heartland.
That's right,
Heartland.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's right.
Heartland.
Remember, we went to Will's Pub a long time ago and saw a Sisters of Mercy cover band called The Temple of Mercy.
Yeah, they were really good.
They were great.
Yeah. They were really
They
good.
did Heartland. That's what reminded me. That
Yeah, but the metal version of Heartland on Black Waves of
Yeah,
Adrenochrome
it's
is really good.
It's good.
I think we have that on our car playlist, don't we?
Yeah. I have that whole album on there
Yeah.
somewhere. I think it's separate, but yeah, I can just like pop over there whenever. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I have a bunch of cover albums. Like I have an album of a bunch of goth bands covering Bauhaus songs. I have an album of a bunch of goth bands covering David Bowie songs. I have somebody sent me an album of a bunch of bands covering Love and Rocket songs. But yeah, I don't know. I'm fascinated by covers, I guess. I just really like people's different interpretations of shit. Duran Duran did a cover album, didn't they? Called The Wedding Album?
Yeah.
I never heard it.
It's good. It's got.
Okay, but didn't they cover 911 as a joke?
I don't know. Yeah.
By Public Enemy?
I only heard some of
And I
them.
heard they got, like, ripped a new asshole for that. Because it's like, come on now. I haven't heard it. I've heard it was pretty cringy, but I don't know. That does seem like a weird song for them to cover. You know? I always thought that. I was like, if I was a musician, which I'm not, but if I was gonna do a cover album, like, what songs would I pick? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it a long time.
DVD Dragon is asking me what stack would I put Count Orlac on? I put him on testosterone and nandrolone. And NPP. Nandrolone phenylpropionate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Test propionate. Give us some fast acting testosterone. And then he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he looked a little fucked up.
Yeah. It'll heal him up.
Papa77 said, did you guys like Marilyn Manson's Cry Little Sister? Okay, here's the thing. Now,
We don't really like Marilyn Manson.
I'm not really into Marilyn Manson, honestly. He's kind of gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
But here's the weird thing. That song, Cry Little Sister, that was in The Lost Boys from 1987.
Yeah.
And I
remember that
can't
song. That's a good
fucking
song.
remember the name of the band that did it. But it was somebody that they weren't famous or
Yeah, we
anything
weren't
like
famous
that.
yet. Yeah.
And what happened was a lot of people liked that song, but they didn't know the band that did it because they weren't famous. So that song kept getting attributed to other bands. Because I would see it turn up on like file sharing services and stuff, like attributed to. I'm like, that's not who did that.
Yeah.
I can't remember right now like who did it because I used to have the soundtrack like a long time ago, but I don't have it anymore.
Kind of like Goodbye Horses. That was famous, but people didn't know it was Q Lazarus.
Yeah, yeah.
And Q Lazarus, that nobody knows who that is.
Yeah.
That chick's dead now.
She's dead now.
Yeah, so a lot of people covered fucking.
Holy crap! I can't believe I was looking
Goodbye
on.
Horse.
I was looking for the Urban Heat cover.
Yeah, it's
because they play that at the club all the time, and it's great. Like, it's the best cover of that song I've ever heard. Plus that dude is hot.
Yeah.
But like, I was looking for that, and I was like, how many fucking people have covered Goodbye Horses?
A lot
Jesus
of people.
Christ.
Yeah. And Goodbye Horses is the song from
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs that the guy was dancing to and fucking, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
I'd fuck me.
That was
I'd
Goodbye
fuck me
Horses.
so hard.
And it's big in the goth scene.
They play it pretty. They don't
Yeah.
usually play the original. They usually play the Urban Heat version.
Yeah. Now.
But sometimes
they used to play the original.
They used to play the original though.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's just that it's not. The recording quality isn't that good. The
But man, a
Urban
lot
Heat's
of
version of it is the recording quality is a lot more modern.
and
so
it has
sounds
like
better.
a great video. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
yeah,
usually
yeah.
put the video in the.
And I think they're from Texas. That band.
Yeah, I think they're from Texas.
Yeah, they're good. They're real good. And the lead singer from Urban Heat, he's kind of a mixed race kind of guy, and he's fucking great because he can homage a bunch of different bands. Like he did something. They did a song that was kind of like a Talking Heads song.
Yeah.
They did some other songs like he could do Prince. He could do a lot of different shit. And I don't know if they came out with albums or just videos, but they were a live band. And
They
I think
played here because I did a poster for them.
Yeah.
Like several months
so.
ago.
They did what the internet wrote. I don't think they ever made any albums. I think they just made videos, and then they toured. From my understanding, because nobody buys CDs anymore.
Well, you don't need to.
You don't need to. So when they first appeared, they were trying to just show everybody what they could do. But
They got some great songs.
they're just
man.
now starting to like get their acts together is what they call it. You know what I mean? And it's some Texican guys, light-skinned black guy singing. I don't even think there's a white guy in there. There might be one or two white guys in there.
I don't remember.
But they're driving around in this. Their look is cool. Driving around in a fucking convertible Cadillac from the fucking 50s, 60s Cadillac. Or maybe that might have been a 70s Cadillac. I don't know. But it was a convertible Cadillac. Driving around fucking Texas. And it was kind of reminding me of the Sisters of Mercy video, fucking Black
For
Planet.
Black Planet, yeah.
And I think that's what they might have been a little bit homage.
They might have been homaging that because they
Yeah.
seem to be like really into 80s music.
Yeah.
Like a lot of their stuff is kind of subtly homaging different 80s bands.
Yeah.
So
There's an old cheesy goth fucking music video from Sisters of Mercy called Black Planet. And it's got the fucking Sisters of Mercy in there, and they're driving around the day in a convertible fucking GTO that was used in the television program The Monkees.
yeah.
So they're riding around in the Monkey Mobile because
Yeah.
they rented it for that day to
Yeah.
make the video. It's fucking.
And it's just them driving. Like,
they're
the whole
driving
time.
it. They're driving it on fucking California fucking
That's
highway.
like 1985. Then nobody.
They're
did it.
driving it on California Highway 101 because that's
Yeah.
mentioned in
'Cause
the
that's
fucking
in the song.
That's in the song.
Because they wanted to be as literal as possible.
Yeah, they're showing all the fucking oil refineries that they used to have back in those days. They're talking about the Black Planet is about the death of the planet. Oh, I might be talking about the moon though too, because he says it's a black planet on the edge of the highway.
I thought he was talking about an eclipse, yo.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's just Andrew Eldridge tripping out, making good lyrics.
Yeah.
That the end of the world, acid rain and fucking toxic shit and fucking how everything fucking is falling apart. It's the first song on that album, the first, last, and always album.
Yeah.
Which really, this is the best album of all times. Across all genres of music, if you ask me. I'll put that above fucking Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. And I respect that album.
Well, I listened to it more.
I respect Dark Side of the Moon. That's a fucking very good album. It's an excellent album. It's a masterpiece. But so's First and Last and Always. Spiritually, that speaks to me more.
Papa77 said, Gerard McMahon did the original Cry Little Sister. Thank you. I could not remember that motherfucker's name. He saved my fucking life. Like I said, I used to have the soundtrack on cassette.
Make another drink.
Yeah, but I couldn't remember his name. The thing about Marilyn Manson, like I said, we have kind of a complicated relationship with Marilyn Manson. He's from around here. He's from Orlando. And we know... I never met him in person, but we know people that know him, you know what I mean? Because he came up in the scene and, you know, people that are DJs and stuff like that, like they knew him back in the day, like before he got famous. And so we kind of had a thing where he got really popular and kind of became, you know, the villain for all of it. Because, you know, in the early 90s, like the Satanic Panic was still going on. And so they're kind of, oh my God, like Marilyn Manson, and he's doing this and that and the other thing, and he's draining blood out of people, or whatever the fuck they were saying. It's like he wasn't doing any of that crap, but whatever. So, you know, we're going to ban his concerts, and they're protesting and stuff. But the thing about it was that he wasn't doing anything. I mean, it's not really goth music, and it was okay. It just wasn't that original, and I kind of feel like people that didn't know much about goth music would think that it sounded original, but he wasn't ripping off. He was just like homaging a lot of bands that had came before that weren't as well known. But he was the one that got famous, and so that was kind of what became associated with it. So anytime you would go anywhere in the 90s looking like a goth, people would be like, ooh, Marilyn Manson, like every fucking time. I'm like, look, I don't even like Marilyn Manson. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I don't want to be associated with these kids with the big fucking Jankos and all that other kind of crap hanging out in front of the Hot Topic. That's what they listen to. I don't listen to that shit. But yeah. But it's so like I said, we have kind of a thing. I have a distinct memory of waiting in line to get in the castle in Tampa. And we had some jock bro type people get in line behind us. And they legitimately were like, woo, Marilyn Manson! And everyone just kind of looked at them like, the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't know where you are. Okay. So, clearly. So it was that. I don't think they stayed that long once they found out what was going on. But, yeah. So we have kind of a complicated relationship with Marilyn Manson. He did do a couple of good covers and stuff, but honestly, I have to say, speaking of Marilyn Manson, David J., famously of Bauhaus and Love and Rockets, he was the bassist. He has a solo career also, and I really like his solo shit. He did actually quite an awesome cover of The Dope Show, which I quite like. I like it actually much better than the original. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird cover, but I'm kind of into it. Camp Guy said I must be...
High Desert said they actually faked driving because Andrew Eldritch didn't have a license.
The car was on a flatbed.
Was it really? Was it really on a flatbed?
Now I'm going to have to watch it again.
It looked like they were they were driving. They were driving.
That would be funny.
Maybe somebody else was driving, but...
Or they're like towing it behind.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my god, that's so funny. He's like, I don't want to get pulled over, you guys.
Because I remember the front of the car, and I can see. I remember the ground. Yeah.
Fucking Andrew Eldridge.
He didn't have a license yet.
I've seen him live like so many times, and it's so funny. They just played here. Well, they were supposed to play in. They played in St. Augustine like on my birthday last week, but we didn't go because I was just kind of like, because I think Corinthian opened.
Yeah, I love Corinthian.
Yeah,
they're
great.
And I got a shows.
They're great.
I promote Corinthian. They're good. Jen does some of their flyers.
Yeah, they're playing here in March.
If you like 80s music and
not here, but in Tampa.
If you like 80s style synth pop and post punk, look for a band called Corinthian. Korine. I'll show you guys a video.
I gotta pee.
Every song they do sounds familiar in a way, but it's an individual. It's a new song, and but there's just something very. I listen to it and it just sounds very familiar, you know, and everything they do I like. See if I can find some videos of them. Okay. This is one of their early videos.
But I think they're from Seattle. Not Seattle, Portland. They're from the Portland area. And it was funny because I kept hearing them on a fucking vaporwave live stream type channel called New Retro Wave. And New Retro Wave came out with a compilation, and it started off with one of their songs, and I fucking loved it. But I didn't know who did it, you know? Well, me and Jen were at the Gothic Music Festival and shit over in fucking Tampa.
Yeah, Absolution.
We did the fucking shirts for it.
I did the logo.
Did logos, all kind of stuff for it.
I do it every year.
Yeah. And we were there to see A Starry Night also, friends of ours. And one of the fucking acts that came on and played that song, I was like, man, I know that song. I fucking love that song. And I was like, oh, and it was just a dude singing and a guy on a keyboard.
Yeah, it's like two guys.
And maybe a guy on a keyboard and had a computer there, and I think a dude with a guitar. I think.
Yeah.
But it was mainly 2 dudes. And after they did like 5 songs, 6 songs maybe, because there was a lot of acts that night.
Yeah, it's 3 days.
Yeah.
So there's like 8 or 10 bands like every day.
And they came down. The blonde guy I just showed you. He's a tall, skinny guy. Not real tall, I guess, but everybody's taller than me. I'm fucking short fuck. He was probably only about 5'8". And long blonde hair. And I said, look, man, hey, what is the name of your band? And he goes, Corinthian. And I says, man, you guys are great. I've been hearing you on YouTube.
Yeah.
You play that song. And I didn't know the name of the song, but I just sang it to him. And he goes, oh, yeah, you heard that song? I said, yeah. And he goes, where'd you hear it? I said, there's a channel called New Retro Wave that lifted that, and they were promoting it. It says, fucking, you guys are great. And he goes, oh, thank you very much. Every song they played, I liked, hearing it live. Because I'd never heard any more than just that one song.
Yeah, because they played that song all the time. Like, it was instantly familiar.
Instantly familiar. I said, man, it's them.
Like, hey, I know that song.
Yeah. And I said, do you have any merch? And he goes, I got shirts.
Yeah, we wanted a CD, but they were out.
They were out. I wanted to buy a CD, but they were out of them.
I got a shirt, though.
Yeah, so I got a shirt for Jen. I wanted to buy one for me, but he only had white shirts left. The black shirts were sold out.
Can't
wear white
shirt.
And it was, the design wasn't that cool. It didn't look that good on a white. But, he says, we're going to come out with some other ones. I don't know if did they come back last Absolution Fest?
Probably.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're playing again. I just did a poster for them this week.
Yeah. They were from Portland, aren't they?
I think
so. I think it might be a Portland band.
But I think they're playing at the end of March in Tampa somewhere.
Very talented.
And they opened for Sisters of Mercy last September, like in St. Augustine.
Very talented. I put them up there with a Starry Night. And a Starry Night, that's the best band in Florida. And I got them signed. Not bullshit. Got them signed. Got them signed to their first label. Jen was friends with a chick that we know named Imani. And she was from New York and had a bunch of connections with a record label. And she was signing black metal bands. She was into metal dudes. And she asked me, we were eating dinner, we were eating Indian food.
Yeah, that's right. We went
Members
for
of India.
somebody's birthday or something.
And she's like, well, Tom, who do you think the best band in Florida is? And I said, The Starry Night.
And we just found them at random on YouTube.
I kind of found them at random, and I was just like, these guys are really good. And she goes, I'm going to look into them. She signed them. She got them signed. Now, they weren't with that label for very long. Then they ended up on the big Gothic one.
Well, they're on the same label as Das Ich
yeah.
in Germany. Because they play with them all the time. They played in Germany like a bunch of times.
They're bigger in Europe than they are here.
I kind of feel like they are.
Yeah.
They go over there all
Europeans
the time.
understand it more. But what was the name of that label, though? 4AD, right?
No.
It's not 4AD?
No. Are they even around anymore?
I don't know.
I don't even think 480.
It was. I recognized it.
Yeah.
As soon as they said the name, I was that one.
I'm trying to think of like the old goth band. It's like
it was an old goth
Project with a K.
Project.
Yeah.
I think it's Project. Is what they're on.
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
Yeah.
It's Cleopatra.
Okay.
I think that's what they're on. Cleopatra.
I'm glad Cleopatra's still around. Actually.
Yeah, they signed.
Because man, back in like the late '80s and early '90s, Cleopatra put out all the best like goth compilations.
Yeah. And when I found
have a bunch of them.
When I found Starry Night, they were just kind of a good band that had a dark wave sound to them, and I liked them. I started talking to the lead singer. We became friends, and I said, you realize that you guys would be big in the goth scene, and like really, they weren't big into that. They didn't really, and they slowly got sucked into the goth scene, and they. The lead singer fucking he really became infatuated with The Cure. So he liked those lyrics and that sound. Later on, he was asking me, we were in the hotel room the one time. He goes, Tom, who do I sound like? And I said, you sound like Roz Williams. And he didn't know who that was. Because it's so funny, man. They're young enough to be our kids.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize I was talking to Michael at iBar one night. And he's like... He was born in 1990. I'm like, bitch, I graduated from high school in 1990. I'm like, you could be my kid.
Yeah. They're young enough to be our kid. And so you sound like fucking Roz Williams from Christian Death. Now, the brains behind it in terms of writing the songs is the guitar player. He's our age. And he fucking knows his shit.
Howard.
Yeah, Howard. And Howard can write. He knows all these bands and can write.
Yeah, I've talked to him about like goth music and horror movies.
Yeah.
And he is like,
he knows all that shit.
He's like an encyclopedia of knowledge about all of that.
What happened to him is getting sucked into the goth scene and fucking just influences of people that knew him. It started to kind of sound like a weird mixture of fucking Christian Death and fucking The Cure.
And like disintegration
era Cure. Yeah. And it works. It works. They're good. And
their newest stuff I've heard is even more kind of Christian Deathy, but then they're kind of going like in another weird direction too. But it's like they're always kind of doing something interesting.
And they're all Floridian. They're all Florida.
Yeah, they're South Florida. They're from
South Florida. They're Cuban, except for Howard.
Yeah,
Howard's Anglo. So they're a great mix for this state. They represent this state very well. But good dudes, and like their music. We have 2 of their CDs, I think. And I haven't talked to that bitch lately, man. And I call him a bitch. We fuck with each other. We call each other bitch all the time. Fucking me and Michael. Last time I saw that motherfucker.
I do some shit for him and for...
She works for him all the time.
Well, and plus, like, his wife owns or co-owns a salon, like a hair salon. Yeah, so I do some stuff for her.
You're not supposed to say that he's married, though.
And then...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he still is.
He's married, but when those dudes... None of these dudes like to admit that they're married because then the female fans will vanish.
It's just like...
They just will.
It's like back in the old days of the Beatles. Like,
yeah, they have to keep all that shit under wraps.
Shh.
Yeah.
I'm single. We have to keep the illusion alive.
He's got a very successful wife.
That she has a chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. If you meet Michael, you'd think he was gay. He's not, though. Straight as fuck.
I think he likes to give off that
he gives
energy.
off gay vibes.
I think it amuses him.
I was sitting on his fucking bed at the fucking hotel room and holding his hand and says, "This is gonna be okay." He goes, "Yeah, I feel much better now." About after the show, you did fucking wonderful. He goes, "I love you." I said, "I love you too, Bubba."
They're all funny as shit. They're
super
super good.
Yeah,
they're
just
super cool guys.
I'm babying him and pampering him and shit. He's in bed underneath the covers and shit. And he goes, "Can you get her out of here?" Remember that? That girl, she came home with us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Can you get? She was fucking trying to fucking climb into bed with him.
Yeah.
She didn't know that he's married.
We had to.
Could you get her out of here? Say, "I'll take care of it, baby. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetie pie."
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Tommy.
Yeah, didn't she
call me Tommy? And shit.
Didn't she stay at our house? I think she stayed at our house.
It's just funny. We're in there fucking blasted, having fun and shit.
That was a fun night.
That was a fun night. Yeah.
I still remember that he had a thing that you hooked to your cell phone that was like an old
school telephone
receiver.
And the motherfucker was
the curly wire, like cord and everything, and you just plugged it into the...
And the motherfucker was in footy pajamas.
Yeah.
He was in footy pajamas. They had a trap door in the back. Remember that shit? Yeah. And he gets in bed, he starts cuddling up in the bed.
He's like super funny.
Super fucking funny. And he's in a room with the rest of the band and about 5 fucking stunning goth fucking females in there, and it's just funny. You had to be there, you know. And we were all, it was after the show, we were all pretty loaded.
Yeah.
But Starry Night's a great band. ASTARI. NITE. Yeah, and they're all over YouTube.
Yeah, they're really good. Clyde had to go. That was probably a while ago. So bye if you're still there. Sorry. We got behind.
What time is it?
It's not that late. It's only 9:18.
Okay.
I just said 4AD was a great label also. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
But
it's Cleopatra.
Yeah.
They're on Cleopatra.
Is 4AD still around?
I'm not sure.
Because didn't they had like Black Tape for a Blue Girl and This Mortal Coil and all that kind of stuff?
Dead Can Dance.
Like all that more like ethereal kind of stuff?
I think fucking Peter Murphy was on 4AD.
He might have put one album out on that. Did he put Dust out on that? I want to say the one
like
that was kind of Middle Eastern,
the 90s, late 90s
sounding.
Yeah,
that was when did Dust come out? 98.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't. Yeah, I think it was 98. Because they used to play that one song at the castle sometimes.
Okay, if you're listening to the show, please like, share, and subscribe. This is just a hangout and a drinking show. If you want to buy any of us a drink, you can fucking drop it into the fucking super chats. And I'm gonna go and get some ice. I gotta clean that ice maker.
Don't do it right now.
That ice maker, and I'm gonna do it now. But that ice maker's nasty, man.
Man, we got some hard ass water. I was thinking that today. Anything like in the inside of the shower is not too bad, but it's like anything that you have that like has water in it for any period of time, like the shit will turn orange. You know what I mean? Because of the fucking got hard water. Like I said, got to filter everything, and it's really kind of a pain. So sometimes if you don't clean out the inside of the ice maker, like it has like all these orange streaks in there, so you have to like go in there and we're drinking that, which I'm sure is not healthy, but oh well. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say, Cry Little Sister. They play that at the fucking goth club a lot too. I haven't heard it in a while, but one song they do play a lot is that fucking that Concrete Blonde song, Bloodletting. I think he plays that pretty much every Memento Mori. He plays it. Like I said, he keeps playing it because everybody keeps dancing to it. I love Concrete Blonde, but I'm just like, man, can we not? This song is just like over and over and over again. Over and over again. Let me see. I wonder if that's Now I'm gonna have to rewatch the Black Planet video to see if they were really just pulling the gun.
No, he wasn't pulling the gun. I can look at that shit right now. The Black
so
Planet
funny.
video. That's a good one though.
That's so funny.
It's got me doubting it, but I think I remember. But then again, it may have been edited in a certain way where other people were driving it during the shots of the wheels going across the ground. It depends on the edit.
The hilarious thing about
Parts of the edit, the car was driving on the road, at least in certain shots. They may have edited it a certain way.
Yeah, somebody else might have been driving, like you said.
Right. We'll see.
The hilarious thing about Sisters of Mercy is that, which you will know if you've ever seen them live, is that basically it's all just a wall of dry ice.
Yeah, because he didn't want you to see him.
Yeah. And it's like, so you kind of have like, because I've seen him probably 5 or 6 times. And so it's just kind of like it's on a scale of like how much dry ice is there? Like how visible was he? Like could you see him at all, or was it just like a wall of smoke, or could you kind of see him through the thing, or you know what I mean? Did you get a glimpse of him like you know what I mean? It's kind of funny. So I think it's kind of become a joke at this point. He's like, well, everyone's going to expect me to just be covered in dry ice, so now I'm going to like just take it to a ridiculous level. Because I think I saw him one time. Like I went to see him. It was probably like at it wasn't Hard Rock. It was what was that fucking place? House of Blues. I think I saw him at House of Blues. And I think it was just so fucking smoky that you couldn't see anything. Like, you couldn't see anybody, like, on the stage, like, pretty much the whole entire time.
Okay. There's the Black Planet video. Come on. This is the cheesiest old goth video from what, maybe 85?
Well, that'd be 85. Well, the album came out in 85, so I imagine it was
what the
around
fuck?
that time.
Come on, man. Hurry up. There's the
Well, yeah,
fucking
you probably
road.
should've waited
Oh, shit. I
until
stopped it. Okay. Hold on. I'll show them when it's going. There's the road going by.
Oh, thank you very much. Jeffy Art gave us a super chat.
There it is. Look, he's driving that fucking thing, man.
Unless that's somebody else.
Unless that's somebody else in his with his hat on.
Trying to read the super chat.
All right.
Sorry for the off topic. Would you guys ever consider doing an episode about Alex Murdaugh, the South Carolina lawyer who murdered his wife and son? Sure. I will write it down.
Write it down.
Because I don't know a great deal about that case, but I always try to write stuff down. Sometimes I forget, and I apologize, but I usually do try to write it down.
Now that car is on the ground, and it's going up to the camera.
Maybe he's just like, fuck it, they won't catch me.
Now his face is—that's him.
Okay, yeah,
that's him. No, he's driving it.
That's definitely him.
He's driving it.
Well, like I said, they might be pulling it though, like behind.
They might be pulling it. Yeah, they could be pulling it on some of the shots. Yeah, but no, there's the front. Are they pushing it there? I don't think they are.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Unless they have some weird way of fucking switching sides on it. I don't know.
Yeah, Heido said that recorded live sister show from 1985 is a classic. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good
on
album.
YouTube.
That's a really good show. And it sounds decent.
Yeah.
The recording. That was the heyday. That was the heyday of that type of goth.
They're talking about Dracula movies. John Robertson, my headcanon for Christopher Lee's Dracula is that he did all the stuff that Dracula Untold did, sitting here watching Dracula Prince of Darkness from Hammer. And then Leslie says Prince of Darkness is my favorite Dracula movie. I mean, Christopher Lee was a great fucking Dracula. Sorry, he just was. There's been some great Draculas, but...
I think Nosferatu, the new Nosferatu, is probably the best vampire movie, though. I think it might be the best
there's
ever.
a lot of good ones, but yeah, I mean...
Dracula Untold was a cool movie, though. Very cool.
I really like Dracula Untold.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I didn't think I was going to like it, but it was actually really good.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah. Jeffy Art said, I find myself researching these bands in an effort to expand my taste in music. Well, that's good. That's good. Like I said, it's kind of interesting because a lot of music that was, not so much nowadays because I don't keep track of much stuff now, but we used to know a lot of mainstream music. I know a lot of mainstream music. I know a lot of country music. I know a lot of shit like that. Like, not even meaning to. It's just it was around.
It's
a
around
lot.
you all the time, yeah.
But so it's kind of like we know other people's music, but they don't usually know ours. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
Well, their music is super accessible because it's being forced on you.
Yeah.
Not as bad as it used to be because you're not limited to now you can just
7
channels of television and fucking
to
radio. Now it's not the same. But it used to be back in the day you were just bombarded with it, and it wasn't your music.
Yeah.
It was just, you got sick of the shit.
And it's like
our shit was obscure, so the average person wouldn't hear it. It never played on the radio. You'd have to go seek that music out.
Yeah, you had to go find it.
You didn't have to order the albums from the record store because a lot of times that wouldn't be in stock.
Yeah.
You'd have to go up there and order it, and if you didn't know the name, you wouldn't know what to order.
Yeah, you couldn't go to YouTube and find stuff or anything like that.
Everything was word of mouth.
It was much harder.
Everything was word of mouth.
I mean, I was lucky. Like where I grew up in Daytona, there was a guy that was a couple years older than me, and he was real into all that. So he was into Bauhaus and all that kind of stuff. And his dad had some money and helped him open a little record store, in Daytona, on Beach Street, and he could get anything.
Yeah.
And he would make you tapes. He's like, oh, I think you'd like, if you like this, you probably like this, and he'd make you a tape for free, and then if you liked anything, he'd order shit for you. So that helped a lot.
One of the things that here's a good example of how disjointed shit was. This is maybe 86 or something. I was into metal, but I was also listening to goth and stuff. I came across an album that I had never heard of. It was called Danzig, and it looked good. I bought it, and it was fucking awesome, man. Glenn Danzig. But I didn't know about the Misfits. It wasn't until somebody later says, oh yeah, he was the lead singer of the Misfits.
Yeah, he was in the Misfits.
And I was like, well, who's that? you know what I mean? You would think that I would have known who the Misfits were. But that's not how it worked back then.
I knew who the Misfits were because my brother would play them. He was learning to play guitar when we were kids. And his room was next to mine. Yeah. So he was learning to play guitar by listening to the Misfits.
Yeah, I mean,
so he played the Misfits all the time. And Bad Religion.
I bought that Danzig 1 album based on nothing but what the album cover looked like and the section that it was in. And I asked the guy working there, or the girl, I don't remember, is this any good? And I just remember they said, yeah, it's good. It's good. And I think he said it's like metal, but kind of like the Doors also. And I was like, okay. Which it was. It was kind of like the Doors.
It's Dorsey, Elvis, a little bit. Which, I like the Doors. So.
Yeah, it sounded a little bit like Jim Morrison.
Yeah. Except kind of more exaggerated, I guess. I find it Danzig is very exaggerated.
Well, it's hard to do what he's doing.
It is, yeah.
He's a strong vocalist.
Yeah.
He's very good. He's excellent. The Danzig 1 through Danzig 5 around, but that was a fucking great period for him. Danzig 4 I thought was very strong, and I remember 5 being pretty good. And then he had some EPs like Thrall, Demon Sweat Live was good. It had some singles on it and some live shit. That was good too. I have the autographed version of that around here somewhere. I bought it used in Boston. Because he's got his autograph on it. They didn't charge me extra either.
Nowadays they would.
Nowadays they would. Yeah.
That'll be another $20, please.
Yeah.
Or $50 or whatever. Because I noticed they started doing that at cons too. I don't really begrudge them. It's like, look, that's how they're making their living nowadays. It's like, I get it. It's tough out there, but you know what I mean? It is kind of a thing. Like, you go there and you're like, hey, famous person, and they're like, yeah, that'll be $20 to take a picture with me.
Take a picture of me, and here's an autograph. Like, we got a picture. Get the fuck out of here.
Like I said, I get it. Papa's asked if we watched the Interview with the Vampire series. I started watching it, but I just never got around to finishing it. I'll probably watch the rest of it one of these days. It seemed good. Phantom says, I've recently been checking out a bunch of 70s and 80s erotic thrillers. Yeah, I like those, actually. I must say they need to start remaking erotic thrillers in modern day cinema, just saying. Yeah, it seems like that after the 90s, because they kind of were, there was a big thing in the 90s for kind of like thrillers like that, but then they kind of died out. Like, it was just one of those genres that didn't really, I guess they still made them here and there, but it wasn't really a big thing. I kind of feel like a lot of them came out in the 80s and 90s and late 70s too, I guess. But yeah, you don't really see them much. The only one I can think of that's kind of recent was that weird one, that Intruder one that we saw with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of like that.
I liked it, yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun to watch in the
That
movie.
wasn't like an erotic thriller, really.
No.
Like, that kind of had some sex in it, but not that much.
We saw that one in the theater, and it was good because it wasn't trying to be something it wasn't. It was just trying to fucking entertain you and fucking
Like, it's a
spook
big
you.
budget Lifetime movie.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
essentially what it is.
Yeah.
And it knew it was that.
Yeah, and Quaid was fucking chewing up the scenery through the whole thing.
Just like he did in The Substance.
Yeah.
You can tell he's having just like a really good time.
Yeah, he don't
just
give a
like
shit.
being a
He's
complete,
having fun, yeah.
being a complete sleazebag. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, man, I can't believe I get paid to do this.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again, actually.
What?
Fucking the one with Dennis Quaid.
Oh, the Intruder. Yeah, I think it was just called Intruder or The Intruder.
Yeah.
It's probably on the streaming service.
Yeah, you
somewhere,
probably see it for free now.
I imagine. Because I kind of feel like everybody forgot about it.
Yeah, forgotten quickly, I think.
But like, I liked it. Like I said, it wasn't.
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like reinventing the wheel.
You guys
or
don't know what you're
anything,
talking about. It was about.
It was a couple years back.
Dennis Quaid sells his home. All right, he's got a very high-end fucking home to a black couple. I think they're doctors, aren't they?
Yeah,
So
either they both are, or one of them or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And real conservative husband, super hot wife type of deal. They get up the next morning and he's out there mowing the lawn. Still, he's like, "Hey, why are you here still?"
They're like, "Well, I guess that's kind of nice."
Motherfucker
but...
won't fucking leave. He's still around the house. Turns out he's living in the house in secret fucking passages and walls and shit, and he's fucking stalking the wife. It was one of the things he's doing. He's doing a bunch of other shit.
Because of course he is.
Yeah, was he trying to drive him out of the house so he could keep the house?
See, I don't even remember.
He was trying to do something with it. Yeah.
Because why
plan.
was he selling it if he wanted to stay there? Like, was there some reason he had to sell it?
I think he had to sell it because
he was just a weirdo that.
Yeah, I had to. That's what I said. I wanted to see it again.
I can't remember what his
I think he had to sell
was.
it. I don't think he could afford it anymore. He got divorced, or a wife died, or I don't remember what it was, and he couldn't keep the house. So I think he had to sell it, but he didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And he wanted to steal that dude's wife.
Yeah, that too.
That wasn't gonna work. You know what I mean? But fucking, it's weird shit.
You can't steal somebody that don't want to go.
Yeah, some weird shit.
Because, you know, we went through that whole thing with, because I think my ex-husband told more than one person that you had stolen me.
Yeah, didn't work that. What, he didn't know what he was talking about.
No, I was like, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Like I said, I'm not a fucking.
The Phantom says that Intruder is a Thanksgiving annual watch for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah,
he
he says it's pretty much like Hide Her in the House. Yeah, the Gary Busey movie that we talked about not too long ago. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar. Like along those same lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, he had to sell it because his business went bankrupt. Okay, I knew there was some reason that he had to sell it because he obviously didn't want to leave.
So does it hold up under multiple viewings? Because we've only saw it once.
Yeah, we saw it in the theater, and that's the last time we've seen it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I just remember having a really good time with it because I'm like, man, it's just like a big budget Lifetime movie, and I'm kind of into it. And like, it wasn't ashamed of that. It was just like, yeah, we're just rolling with it. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, I respect that. I respect that game. If you're gonna go that direction, just do it. Don't try to be something you're not. And it didn't.
I thought it was fucking just bizarre that this creepy old white man fucking terrorizing this young black couple. He was like the boogeyman.
I swear to God, the older Dennis Quaid gets,
he gets creepy.
No offense, Dennis Quaid, but the older he gets, he looks more and more like the Grinch, like every single day. And I'm not talking about the Jim Carrey Grinch. I'm talking about the animated Grinch, like with the Boris Karloff voice.
I guarantee you, though, that motherfucker. I guarantee you, fucking Dennis Quaid is fucking fun as hell to fucking party with.
He seems like he would be.
Bet you that dude is fucking.
He seems like he would be.
Fucking drink and club with that dude. He's probably hilarious.
He seems like he'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said, after seeing him also in The Substance, where he just looks like he's having a fucking blast, like just being the biggest douchebag ever.
I still haven't bought the Substance. I want to own that fucking hard copy.
I do too.
On Blu-ray.
I fucking loved that movie.
Yeah, that was a great flick.
That was my number 2 top movie of 19.
I want to own that, and I want to own Nosferatu.
Yeah. Old Russell says, yeah, The Intruder we were talking about.
Yeah, Intruder.
Leslie Russell said the scene of the disco dance from Basic Instinct with Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone, it's the same as the one from Fright Night disco scene from 85. Is it really? I haven't seen Basic Instinct in so long.
I don't even remember that. I remember the name.
Maybe we should... I remember
the movie.
I remember seeing, like, Sharon Stone's Beaver. That's about it.
Oh, from that one.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, though, is... I remember when fucking that came out. It was we were in high school, and I think we ended up renting that.
Yeah.
On VHS.
Because everybody was talking about Sharon Stone.
Yeah, and fucking we went to pause it around that time.
Yeah, can you see anything?
And you really couldn't see anything
you
from
can't
what
really
I remember.
See anything. It's just like a shadow.
Yeah, you couldn't really see anything.
Maybe you can now in HD. I don't know. But it's like I don't remember seeing much.
She had pantyhose on.
I don't remember.
That's how I remember it.
I just remember everybody.
But I just remember we were like,
it.
"Can you really see that?" And the fucking the videotape was worn right around that time.
Well, of course
everybody else,
everybody else is
trying to pause
look
and see. But I think it was just suggestion.
Yeah,
I don't think you
probably.
could actually see anything.
Oh, Phantom says y'all reviewed Basic Instinct. We did.
We did.
That must have been a long time
We
ago.
did so many videos.
I don't even remember watching that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that must have been fucking years ago because I don't remember anything about that movie at all.
Did we review Pale Rider? Because we watched that the other night. We fucking loved it. I loved it. I hadn't seen it in a long time. I got it.
I know we did.
I got it on CD.
I know we did High Plains Drifter.
Yeah.
And I know we did some other westerns, but I don't remember if we did Pale Rider. I'm gonna have to look.
Pale Rider is a pretty good gothic, Southern Gothic movie, or Wild West Gothic. I guess that's fucking California is where it was happening. It was pretty good. It's very much like a High Plains Drifter.
It's essentially the same story, really.
Essentially the same story. He's a revenant of a priest or of a preacher that one of the marshals, a corrupt marshal, killed. So he comes back to that area to somehow meet back up with this marshal and kill him in vengeance, and saved a bunch of miners. There was people panning for gold, and some girls, fucking a mother-daughter team was fucking loving on him. He nailed the mama though. Yeah, he got some of that.
That was what was implied. Yeah.
He got some of that. Yeah. And she had a boyfriend, but and he knew. He knew, but he let it slide. That was some fucking wild shit.
Yeah, there was that whole scene because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he knows that that she nailed Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Because he's like looking at him like
looking at him sideways and pointed a gun at him, but didn't shoot him.
Yeah, but he's like,
and he was volunteered to help. He wanted to go on the raid.
You're cool enough, I guess you can fuck my girlfriend.
You can fuck my girlfriend. Sorry. we got to fight these bad guys.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, we got to fight these bad guys.
Yeah.
And then it ended the same way as High Plains Drifter. He just runs on and goes up in the mountains and goes back to heaven or wherever it was he came from.
Now, Phantom says, I'm pretty sure you did Pale Rider.
Okay.
Because I think I was there for that show, but some of your reviews go missing. Okay.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm going to check. We weren't sure because Tom was like, oh, I've been wanting to see it again. And then I was like, well, I don't have anything in particular I need to watch. We can put it on if you want. So we watched Pale Rider last night. And then I was like scrolling through Amazon Prime and I was like, man, I really want to watch Suspiria again. Like the original,
wild.
Which I've seen a billion times.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, I was just in the mood for it. It was because earlier in the evening, I had watched, there's a series on Shudder called Horror's Greatest. It's like a documentary series. And each episode, they do like a different thing. And so the one that was just up was best horror scores. So obviously Suspiria is going to come up in that, like, the Goblin score because it's just so iconic. And so when I was, like, watching, I was like, man, I really kind of want to watch Suspiria again. And then, like, I saw that it was on Amazon Prime because I've seen it 100 times, but I haven't seen it probably in a couple of years. So
I got 4 Clint Eastwood movies.
hey, Pokey.
High Plains Drifter. I got fucking Pale Rider, Outlaw Josie Wales, and Unforgiven. And I don't know which ones I've reviewed already.
I'm pretty sure we did Unforgiven. I remember doing that.
And I don't think we actually did Outlaw Josie Wales.
I have to go
That's
back
a good
and
one,
look.
too.
Like, I remember that we did a bunch of westerns because I know we did High Plains Drifter. I'm 95% sure we did Unforgiven.
I own fucking Once Upon a Time in the West, Sergio Leone's, and I never finished it. Got through like the first half hour twice, and something interrupted me, and I had to fucking stop it. But I never. There's another one called Fistful of Dynamite from Sergio Leone I want to see.
Camp Guy says do a Coen Brothers retrospective. That might be a good idea. There's actually a lot of Coen Brothers movies we haven't done. Like, I did a couple over on my show. Like, I did Blood Simple. I think we've done Raising Arizona. We did some other ones, but, like, we haven't done Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
We did No Country for Old Men. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, why? Don't cry.
What you crying for?
Don't cry. Phantom says, I don't care for westerns unless they have a touch of sci-fi or horror, but Pale Rider is pretty good. Yeah, I like westerns if they tend to be, like, something like Bone Tomahawk or The Proposal or something like that, which is kind of like has horror elements and is, like, super violent. Like, I like those.
Gothic westerns.
Or I guess you could say No Country for Old Men is kind of a western.
Pale Rider is a supernatural tale, though. He does some shit in there that's kind of... It's just not as pronounced as High Plains Drifter. High Plains Drifter is basically The Crow. It's basically the same concept.
I kind of feel like Pale Rider was pretty overt with it also.
Yeah.
Because at one point...
They didn't have the score, though.
That's true.
They didn't have the creepy
But at one
music.
point, like, he talks to that guy, that Marshall.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, the guy I'm thinking of is dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, so he's obviously, like, back from the dead.
He's back from the dead.
Like, they don't make a secret.
He's been shot 6 times.
Yeah, like,
all
he's
in the
got,
heart. In the kill zone. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
So
he's got, like, all these bullet
You'd
holes
be
in
dead.
Yeah.
He's back from the dead.
Zach says, I'd also consider Gangs of New York to almost be a horror movie. That is fantastic. I don't think we've reviewed that
I
one
haven't
either.
done that one. Pokey, will you stop tearing up the library? No.
She can't help herself.
Yeah. She's got all the junky books on the bottom fucking
Because I know how
row.
she is.
She pulls the books out and starts
If
tearing
you're
them
not
up.
paying attention to her for a little while, she just kind of starts destroying things.
Yeah.
Because she gets mad. Hold on. Zach says, y'all ever review Once Upon a Time in America? I don't think we did.
Didn't I just talk about that?
No.
Once Upon a Time in America. Which
In
one
America.
is that?
No, I don't think we've done that one. Let's see. Phantom is always...
Wait a minute. Who did Once Upon a Time in America? That's the one I just... Sergio Leone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just talked about that.
Okay.
I haven't gotten through it.
Okay.
I think that's Sergio Leone.
Oh, I thought you said something
No, I
else.
have it, and and the version I have has 2 edits, a fucking long edit and a fucking theatrical release. I've been watching the long edit, but I couldn't get through it.
No, he says it's Scorsese.
Scorsese, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
What's the one that was?
Once Upon a Time in the West?
Yeah,
Holy crap. she's
yeah.
destroying
Once Upon a
the
Time in
shit.
the West. Because it sounded familiar. I don't know Once Upon a Time in America. What are you doing?
Yeah.
No. Don't you
Wow.
don't tear up books.
She's like, why not?
She's like, well, I'm gonna tear these up. Don't tear things up. No.
But.
No, you're tearing
She's
shit
like,
up.
no, I wanna.
It's
like I
not
said.
good.
She's already torn them all
Oh
up.
yeah, she's mad. Boy, she did a lot of damage.
She
over
did, yeah. You would not believe how much that tiny little kitty
Can fucking tear shit
can
up.
fucking tear up some paper.
You're bad.
She loves to tear up
You
paper.
are very bad.
She's like,
She doesn't care. She's gonna go do it again.
yeah.
She just likes attention.
She's incorrigible.
Yeah, she likes attention.
You can't. She's just like, what?
Yeah, I'm supposed to. It's my job. I think it's your job, huh?
She's like, you can't tell me what to do. Knock it off.
think that's your job, huh? Come here. here.
Listen to her crying.
Come here. Come here. Come up on my lap. She's like, no. She's backing up.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and get out of here then. Go
Aw,
ahead.
don't be mean to her.
Go ahead and leave then.
She
I'm gonna
misses-
grab her.
She misses her daddy.
I'm gonna get you. I got
She's
you.
like, oh,
I got you.
look
I
at
got you. See,
What's up, little pudding?
I got you. You trying to get attention? I'll give you attention.
She's like, okay, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
She mad. Let me see.
I can't get rid of that cat, by the way.
Oh my god, she loves him so much.
Everywhere I go, that cat's fucking daddy, 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 daddy.
He's like trying to do something on his
trying to do
tablet.
something,
She's
she's
just like
no.
sticking her head like in
Yeah,
front of
no.
the tablet, like
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
her paw on it.
Yeah.
You can't do a single thing. Like
I can't
with
go
her.
anything. Can't go anywhere without her.
Well, it's just kind of like
Well, fucking bumper cars, fucking Bambi, fucking constantly follows Jen around.
every time I get up, yeah.
If she goes downstairs, fucking Bambi runs with her. Just yeah.
Where are we going?
Yeah, what's going on? Let's go downstairs. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just putting dishes in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Calm down. And then she's like, are we going back up now?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
runs back up.
Yeah.
She's gonna trip me and I'm gonna fall down one of the stairs one of these
Yeah.
days. I joked that she has a life insurance policy out on me because she's always running underneath my feet.
Yeah.
Papa says Tombstone is the best Western ever.
Oh, I remember that one.
I think we reviewed Tombstone also.
I think we did.
I think we did, like, because we get off on little
Yeah.
tangents. You know what I mean? It's like we'll
Yeah.
watch one Western and be like, oh, we should watch this one and we should watch that one, or you know whatever, or like erotic thrillers.
Tombstone
we went
had
off on a kind
all-star
of thing
cast.
doing that.
That was the one about fucking the Wyatt Earp and fucking
Yeah, yeah.
the Clantons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that wasn't that long ago
You're
that
right.
we reviewed that because I remember watching that fairly recently.
I like westerns as long as they're good. You know, they have bad ones, but you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of Italian bad
Oh, I
ones.
said the proposal before I meant the proposition. Is,
Oh,
what
okay.
is what I meant. I'm not that drunk. I just couldn't. I just thought of the wrong word. Phantom says 1996 is, I think that's what that says, made for TV haunted house film Victims of the Haunt. Would make a great Monday review, free on YouTube, starring Beau Bridges, and based on a true story. I don't think I've ever seen
Write
that.
it down.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. That might be something to do. Victims of the Haunt. Oh, Beau Bridges, man.
He says, of course, and then he has Leone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in America. I have it. That's
Oh, okay.
Sergio Leone. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, Old Russ said you said Once Upon a Time in the West, I thought. That's what I thought he said too.
Let me go
but
get it.
I don't know.
Do I have
wasn't-
to go get the fucking movie?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't really
Hold on.
listening.
Hold on.
Yeah, Phantom said Xanada sent you a copy of Tombstone and y'all reviewed it. Yeah, I thought that wasn't that long ago that we reviewed Tombstone because I remember watching that like pretty recently. But see, that's the thing. Like when we watched Pale Rider last night, if we did review it, it must have been a really long time ago because I didn't remember a goddamn thing about it. I thought I had never seen it before.
Yeah. Okay.
And it shocked me too because I realized that it was 1985, and I was like, I thought it was way earlier than
He's
that.
right. It's Once Upon a Time in the West.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I haven't gotten through this one, but it's supposed to be really good. Sergio Leone.
Man, what the? Man, I was gonna say it when I was in the bathroom, and I was like thinking about something that I was gonna ask you, but I can't remember what it was now. Let's see. Oh, Phantom says I own it on DVD. It's pricey to own a physical copy. Yeah, there's like a lot of movies that kind of fell through the cracks, you know, and it's just kind of like, the one that I reviewed the other day, Pin, that Canadian movie. I just watched that for free on YouTube too. Like they have it on Amazon, but I think they don't have it on Blu-ray as far as I know, at least in this country. And there's a DVD on there, but it was like $100 or something, you know. And that's kind of sad because that's a good movie, but it seems like it just kind of people just sort of forgot about it, you know. I guess that happens a lot. Is that a cricket in the background or a ceiling fan? Yeah, it's a ceiling fan. Like Tom, I don't usually like to have it on, but it was kind of hot in here. It's usually freezing cold in here, and weirdly, it's cold outside. Like it's only 48 degrees, I think. Does that say 48? I think it says 48, which is cold for Florida. You know what I mean? It's actually been pretty cold the last couple days, which is unusual. But, you know, it happens sometimes, usually around. Yeah, Zach said he thought that ceiling fan, he thought that was a cricket.
Cricket.
Yeah, because it's making that squeak, squeak, squeak.
Oh.
Kind of like Yeah, yeah. If I said I hear a cricket as well. Yeah, it's the ceiling fan. It's just like squeaky.
Every now and then it'll make a noise, I guess.
No, it makes a noise every
Does it?
time. Hear it?
Yeah, I guess I've kind of filtered it out over time.
No, it always sounds like that. Remember the other night that the smoke alarm went off again?
Yeah, weird.
One time?
Yeah.
We still can't figure out what that meant.
Well, yeah.
That was
I
just
do it sometimes. I set the smoke alarm off to do fucking one beep. And then
Yeah,
that's
like
it.
really loud.
Yeah, it
And
usually
then-
means something. I checked got the phone or got my tablet and I checked all my messages to see if something bad happened, but there was nothing there. I was kind of anxious at the time. Usually, when we have the fucking weird smoke alarm things, it's trying to tell me something.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wondered. It went off just one time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Did something bad happen?
And it's only happened once while we were asleep. I was dreaming at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it woke us up.
Yeah.
Because it's really loud. But it just, like I said, it just goes off the one time. And then, all right, I got to pee again.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
Oh, you're getting hungry?
Yeah,
all right,
I'm getting
do you want to wrap it up
Just
then?
go ahead and wrap it up. I'll make us something to eat.
What you going to make?
I have all that fucking instant Indian food. You want some of that with some chicken and some rice or something? Or I do have the leftover chicken korma.
Oh, I would like that.
You like some of that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, no, Old Restless says it means you need new batteries soon. No, that's not what it is.
No.
Because one, we just replaced that battery a couple
Yeah.
months ago, and two, when the battery is dead, it just makes a chirp. It goes.
Yeah. It wasn't a chirp. It
No,
sounds
it
off.
goes off,
But it only makes one.
but it doesn't keep going off. It just does it.
does it once and it
Yeah,
stops.
I know the sound it makes when because we just
Yeah,
changed
yeah.
the battery in there like not too
Yeah.
long ago. It's not that. sound.
Sometimes it'll do it twice,
Yeah.
but it'll.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
so we are going to wrap it up for this evening. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Thanks for your super chats. Have a good rest of your evening and have a good weekend. We'll be back on Monday. We don't know what movie we're going to do. Maybe we'll do this. If we've already done Pale Rider, then maybe we'll do this Victims of the Haunt one. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll find something to watch over the weekend, and then we'll talk about that on Monday. So we'll see you guys again on Monday. Good night.